Well, you need to get away from him. Welcome to the Vault XL. Tonight we will be talking to two Black gentlemen in the Knoxville, Tennessee area pertaining to the hustle gang. One reformed and one still in the life. P. Chase will be my first victim. But before I go into P. Chase, what's wrong, baby?
No, my first victim. That's why I'm like, oh wow.
I didn't mean it like that. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. Definition. Wikipedia says cocaine. Cocaine is a central nervous system CNS stimulant. As an extract, it is mainly used recreationally and often illegally for its euphoric purposes. One moment. Bringing you information pertaining to this drug. Many people have imbibed cocaine through powder or crack. Cocaine is highly addictive. It's a highly addictive drug which acts as a short-lived. Smokable. How many of you out there know about smoking cocaine? How many of you have smoked cocaine?
I don't know nothing about it. They might know about it, but I don't know.
Well, I got to get the audience a little riled up before we get started.
Yeah.
It's a highly addictive drug which acts as a short-lived central nervous system stimulant and local anesthesia. It's extracted from the leaves of coca plants and is generally snorted. Crack cocaine is the smokable form of the drug and comes as crystals known as rocks or stones. Crack and cocaine powder can be injected, but this is a very risky and is associated with many harms. Using alcohol and cocaine together can be dangerous as they mix together in the body to produce a toxic chemical called cocaineline. Lord have mercy. What can happen using cocaine? Dependency, damage to the heart, depression, anxiety, paranoia, poor sleeping patterns, impotence, malnutrition due to suppressed appetite. Longer-term use can make it difficult to manage your mental health and can worsen existing mental health conditions. What do you think about all of that I just read?
That's a lot.
Have you ever sold cocaine?
Yes, I've mingled in my younger life. You know, being around the environment that I grew up in, it was kind of like either you go left or you go right. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no much in between. And
really? You didn't feel like you had an option, P. Chase?
Yes, I honestly did. I'm not even gonna lie. I honestly did. I feel like I went through a situation when I was younger that I had these like big hopes and dreams of wanting to be a certain thing in life. And I ended up going to a school that I thought with going to a certain class would help me further my ambition and hungerness for this attribute that I wanted to be when I was younger. But to tell the teacher what I wanted to be, knowing that it was something that no other student would say that they would want to be, and to get shot down for it.
What was it?
Oh, I'm a very, very tied into the universe type guy. So I wanted to be an astronaut when I was young.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. You're a child.
No, wasn't nothing wrong with that. Like I was really all about it. My favorite subject was math and science. They have a space Space Center. I think it's Space Center down in Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay.
Where
yes.
back then you was able to go down and like participate with them for a week, a month, however you wanted to pay to be able to go down and have a space experience at the space camp. Okay. And like I even went that far to even raising my own money at the age of 16, driving myself also down to Alabama to go to the space camp.
So at what age did you start hustling in the street?
I would say I started young. I probably honestly jumped off the porch when I was 16.
16. Did you buy it yourself
16.
or was it fronted to you? Which one was it, if you don't mind me asking?
It was like a trio of it, you know, just being, damn, it's crazy. Just like thinking about how did I get introduced to that?
Because you're
I
37
would say
years of
just
age,
dealing
right?
with 38.
38. You're 38. You got involved in a trio. So we're going to ask this question. You don't have to give any names. Was it family that gave you the drugs or somebody that had a little pocket change fronted you the drugs?
I wouldn't say family gave me nothing. I'm gonna be honest. Family really didn't give me nothing. I was more influenced by family, and not only that, influenced by the friends that I had when I was younger. So it was like I was
But what I'm
constantly
saying
around it.
is, as far as
So
having the dope itself, did you buy it yourself or did somebody give it to you to sell? That's what I'm saying.
I honestly want to say,
Yeah, please be honest.
maybe gave it to me.
Okay, so
Like maybe gave it to me
pieces. Okay,
because
so
I don't remember like really like going full fledged and being like, hey, let me get somewhere it's at. So I really feel like it was just hanging with somebody and being like, hey, you know anything about this, that. Oh, well, I already do this. Well, let me see what this is about. So it's kind of like, it's like they say when they say about weed. Weed is the gateway. Weed
uh-huh,
leads from
yeah.
one to the next. So, you know, I was already dibbling and dabbling with something else and then being like, okay, well, look, all right, check this out. It's kind of like you see in the movies, you know what I'm saying? The man, he start with one thing and then get introduced to something else that can bring him more. So it was kind of like that type of situation.
Have you ever used drugs?
No, all I do is smoke weed.
You
I
never,
don't do
you never
nothing
use,
else.
you never used any other type of drug in your past, Mr. Peaches.
Now, in my past, you know, I used to be dibble dabbling in the ecstasy world. You
Tell
know
me why.
that
Tell me
was
why.
like, you know. Now, just the feeling that it gave. I'm gonna be honest
Explain
about it.
it to me.
It's like
Because I don't know. I've never used ecstasy. I've never popped pills. So just explain it to us. What did you feel like when you popped
to
the
me,
ecstasy pill?
I felt like I can do anything.
You felt like you could
Like
fly?
I'm a no, I don't know about flying now. And I don't know about that. I wasn't
I'm
that
messing
high,
with
you
you.
know.
Damn
But
it.
nah, it was more like it gave me more energy. Like it was an energy thing for me. You know, I already got enough energy, but to have even more energy to be like, okay, all right, so this is what it do for me. Now, I'm the type of person that I like to break stuff down. So when I was getting to that part of life and understanding that, like, okay, I'm doing a little bit too much with it, it started getting to the point where I was like, you know, I'm gonna be real. I honestly used it majority of when I was making music. When I was
Okay.
sitting down making beats, just being on that different level and that
So then
different
it kept you
feel.
hyped to stay in the studio, is what you're saying.
Yes, yes, yes.
So are you
It gave
currently
me
rapping?
honestly, yes. I'm still doing my thing. I'm still doing my music. It's more of a back end thing right now because I done dove more into DJing. But yeah, I still do my music.
Would you like to tell us what your rap name is?
You see it right here. Pete Chase. You can find me everywhere on our social media platform is Pete Chase. You know, if it's even hard to find it, but you shouldn't, you can even Google me. Just make sure that the S is the $sign.
So we can find you on YouTube.
Yes, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, what was the other? TikTok. I generally deal with just those right there. I don't it being a independent artist and having to do everything yourself is kind of hard to
Very hard.
well
Yes,
to
I've
me.
heard.
I'm not gonna say
Well,
it's
the music
hard.
business
It's a
was
little bit
always hard
difficult,
anyway. A lot of people don't know that. That it's not what people
especially
think. You just make a song and make all this money. correct?
No, it's way more to it.
Yes.
It's way more to it than that.
Because you have a lot of people you got to pay to do things.
Definitely.
Engineering, producing, writing.
I was one of the type that one of my things is I like to learn a lot of stuff, and I try to put myself in a category to where it doesn't get to that point, because I was at that point when it came to dealing from music going into the merchandise part of it. I started realizing all the money that I was putting into it, which was a brick to the back of the head, because I'm like, okay, I'm actually spending all this money just to give out a shirt free, just to get somebody to maybe go follow me, maybe listen to my music. So it put me in the mind frame of just telling myself, how could I give them the same energy, but still, if not capitalize, but it's still maintain and not have to come out of my pocket so much.
Okay.
So I ended up getting introduced to making merchandise myself. And after that, it just went up. I ended up creating me a clothing business. I have 2 clothing brands that I have out. One that's called No Excuse, and another clothing brand called Overachiever.
Great. So clothing, music, DJing, rapper.
And actor. I'm in a couple of movies. I got a movie that I'm waiting on from some people that I know from New York that I done I got intertwined in being a DJ for one of the guys, and just out of the blue he called me and was like, yo bro, you know what I'm saying, I dig the vibe, I dig the energy, I'm about to do this, you want to be in this movie? So I'm like, why not? So I'm just a man, I'm just a man of all trades.
Multifaceted. At 38 years of age. Do you have children?
Yeah.
How many kids?
Yes, I have I have a son. I have an 18-year-old son. I have a 10-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old daughter.
3 children.
Yes, ma'am.
When you first started hustling, were you living at home with your parents or mother? Whom were you living with?
I was at home. I was at home with my parents when I first got introduced into the streets.
You had both parents?
Yes.
So did your mother and father know that you were selling drugs?
No.
You hid it from them?
Yeah, I was a bad little boy.
Were you going to school, P. Chase?
Yes, I was going to school. See, that was the thing with me. Even though I was doing what I was doing, I still was doing what I was supposed to be doing.
So you said you were bad. Which is it? You were bad, you were good. Which were you, P. Chase?
I was, you know what? I guess I could say I was both, because I still had to do what I had to do in order to honor my mama and my daddy, you know what I'm saying? But me being in the environment and around people who I was around, like, yeah, I was wild. Like, I used to literally, when I was younger, I used to like walk out my door and live the life of I don't give a fuck, knowing that I got stuff, but I just ended up being that type of person that I was just really, I was cool. I'm still the same dude. I'm the coolest dude ever, but I was really on that. I don't give a fuck. What's up? What we doing? If my dude hit me up, hey, I got something for us. Well, let's go get it. Like in my younger days, I mean, I don't praise it, but yeah, I used to wild out. I used to be a little young adolescent.
Okay.
I used to rob back in my days.
Well, slow down. Just let me get to that part, Mr. Let me ask you this. Did you finish high school?
Yes, I did.
3 kids. You lived at home. You started hustling at home. You hid it from your parents. You finished high school.
Now,
what all were you dibbling and dabbling in?
I never stayed home.
Now, what you saying? You was bouncing around in them girls' houses?
I was more around. The smoke. I wasn't too fond of being too much caught up in the cocaine game and everything else. Now I done dabbled in it when I was younger, but I've also had my troubles with it. You know what I'm saying?
So you said what you said, you weren't moving no weight, P. Chase.
No, 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 not no, not shit. No, 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 no. I
Okay, but
always,
hey,
I
hey,
mean,
we being
I think
honest. We
it's
being
different
honest.
strokes.
Oh,
No, I'm being real. I'm being real. Look, it's different strokes for different folks, and
okay.
like I said, I'm a learner, and okay. Let me just say this. I told myself if I was gonna hop out here and be involved in the streets, don't be dumb about shit that I do. I'm
Okay.
one of them people who learn from my own mistakes, but I learn from other people's mistakes.
Okay.
And one thing that I felt like I had learned was it was too much going on in the city. And a lot of the people that wanted to be at the top or was at the top was dropping like flies. Like I can honestly say every male that has grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee has been on either locked up, probation, charged with something. It's just been that type of environment dealing with being on the urban side, which is East Knoxville. We call it the gun zone.
Okay.
And okay, so just to break it down to you, we have the east side, we have the west side, we have the north side, we got the south side. Well, I'm from the east side. And the east side is the only side of town that has a school zone, a green zone, and I think it's one more setup for people gang enhancement. I'm sorry, in gang enhancement, which is basically more of a stricter thing to the area of being on the east side that literally you can be riding down the street, have something on you, you're not trying to make no money, you're not trying to do none of that,
But
you minding your
you're
business,
in the
and you can
jurisdiction.
literally right, and you can literally, if you get pulled over just off of a traffic stop in front of a school and they find something on you, you liable to get hit for school zone.
Okay.
So just seeing that and then knowing people that has literally that I've seen who life is gone. I know a friend of mine who I used to roll around with. He's literally like when I was in prison, I had seen him and talked to him, but he's literally in prison doing 17 years at 100%, all
Mhm.
because of the school zone charge,
Well,
not killing nobody.
let's talk about you going to prison. When did you first go to prison, and for what, and how long?
My first introduction to prison was 2000 and 2012, and I had ended up violating um a weed charge, and it was another one, a weed charge and another charge, but I ended up violating the charge for a failed drug test.
Okay.
And the type of probation that we have here in Knoxville is not a lenient probation at all. At the time, I was on a probation called cap probation,
Okay.
which is like it's the something alternative program before prison, and their failure rate is like known to be almost at a
It's not
95%
good.
of you not being able to complete the probation and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I ended up going to jail a lot or getting messed up because of me always wanting to smoke my weed. So I ended up getting
So you were getting
violated
like
and
what?
got sent to jail.
Pulled over with the weed, or just you weren't going
No,
to your
no, no,
probation
no.
officer?
So they would have random drug tests, and when you walk in, you will never know when you get drug tested.
I
They
see.
always have this. The receptionist would have this. She got a pull out drawer that they used to have a white piece of paper on it. It'll have your name on it. So anytime that the receptionist would see you come through the door and she know you, she'd instantly pull that drawer out, look down, and if your name is on it, you instantly got to go take a drug test.
Okay.
So it's been days that I done been hit, not prepared for it, being thinking that I can get
But you
past
knew you
stuff.
had to go, Pete Chase. Now let's be honest. You knew you had to go. So why
I
smoke?
told I told you I used to live the life of not giving a fuck. I told you that.
Do you still have that attitude?
No, 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 because I got kids now,
So you did
and
tell
that
me you went
not
to
giving a
jail.
fuck attitude. Yes, yes, I
How
went to
long were you
jail.
in jail?
Um, they had me in there for I want to say about 3 months. It wasn't long, just because it was a what do they call it? a technical. It wasn't no new charge or nothing. And one thing I never did being on probation was catch a new charge that would cause me to mess around and end up either finishing my
Oh, no.
probation or being locked up for majority of the time. So, what like I said, I wasn't no dumb hustler. And one thing that I knew that I didn't want to do was put myself in a situation I couldn't get myself out of.
So the longest amount of time in jail for what? Violation was how much time, PJ?
Violation.
How
Violation was
long?
three
The
months.
longest, 3 months.
3 months and then I ended up getting all that past me and ended up going to jail again. I ended up going to prison again. Off of another violation. I caught a assault charge
Now, how tell
from
us what that
a
happened?
ex-girlfriend.
So what? Now, what was you doing? You put your hands on a woman, Pete Chase.
No, I can't do that.
Well,
I don't get
how'd
down
you
like
catch it
that.
then?
So I ended up getting this assault charge because of my ex-girlfriend honestly being in her feelings and lying on me and saying that I did put my hands on her when she actually had a fight with my sister and used that fight to be able to go to the police and say,
Mm.
look, this is what he done to me.
Oh,
And what made
she
it
had
worse was,
wounds.
yeah. So, but really what made it worse when my lawyer came to me, he was like, everything was good until she called the police and told the police that you was on probation. So because of her doing that, that's what ended up getting me violated the most. So I had to end up fighting that charge and getting the charge dropped because she ended up lying on the stand during trial.
So it actually went to trial.
Yeah, it was deep. It was out. It was deep.
Well, where is she
That
now?
situation was, I don't know,
You don't
and no
talk to her, I'm saying.
disrespect to her. I don't give a fuck.
You got any
No.
children by her?
Say it again.
You have any children by her?
No. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God.
So you've told me you started out about 16 years of age, living at home. You've been on probation. You've never been to rehab. Never been addicted to drugs. You've used ecstasy because you like the way it feels. You also told me you got indicted in 2004 for a $20 crack rock cocaine. Explain to us.
Yes, Lord.
That
So
$20 rock
this
cost
was
you a
when
lot of hell.
man, listen, this let you know how messed up our system, the system is here in Knoxville. But back when I was young and tampering around in that life, I remember I had ended up getting pulled over one day, and when they pulled me over, the way that they pulled me over was like awkward and weird because they pulled me over asking me who I was, what my name was, and then once they got everything they needed, they ended up telling me that they supposedly had got a call about me going around robbing people in the neighborhood and kicking in people's doors.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm just trying. So I had to end up asking the officer, like, how would I be robbing people and kicking people doors, but still riding around in the same neighborhood in the same vehicle? That shit just don't add up.
So why do you think they pulled you over? Do you think it was just them profiling?
It
Or
was
you look like
honestly
somebody?
now learning going about it. It was them really profiling me to apparently I got
Or your
told.
car? Was it the car you was in? Was your car known?
It was the car that I was in. It was a prior person that I dealt with that was not only being watched, but come to find out was an informant.
Wow.
And
Woo.
that was what led them to come pull me over to see who I was. And then later on down the road, when I was working at one of my jobs, I ended up getting picked up by the police while I was working at one of my jobs, finding out that I had got indicted.
For what's the deal down in the chat? He just told you. I just told you what year it was. What's the problem? Snitch rule. How do you feel about the snitch rule?
Hey, if you big enough to do the crime, you big enough to do the time.
So for the civilian who is not in the life, they don't hustle, they don't use drugs. He or she witnesses a crime out the window on the street. Should he or whomever call the police?
In my opinion, a civilian is not living the street life. So that's a whole different ball game on how they want to be able to handle the situation when they either see one, witness one, or involved in one. But to me, when you choose to be in the streets and you choose to quote unquote vow that you're going to be this certain person, street nigga, whatever you want to call it, you basically are taking the oath that, this has been the street rule for years and decades on. But if you're going to be doing this, then you need to learn how to do this and, put yourself in certain positions so you won't be at a point where you have to tell on somebody. But as for the snitching shit, no, you can't.
No, the hustler should not.
It doesn't make sense for you. Yeah, it makes no sense for you to do what you're doing, but you're going to tell on the next person for doing the same thing that you're doing.
Okay. But think about this. We know that some people have snitched. They got a lot of time offered and they said, the hell with it. I'm going to go on and give them what they want. But then imagine the flip side. You don't want to go live in New York, California, Saskatchewan. So how the hell are you going to walk around? Because we already know that when you go to court, the defense has to read the witnesses and the informants. Am I correct? So now you know.
Yes, they do. And not only do they have to read it, but the witnesses got to get on that stand too.
So imagine snitching and telling on somebody. Maybe you do a little bit of time. You still got to walk around if you're not going to move out of state. And you walk around and people know.
I mean, it's a little bit deeper to me because I see mostly like when people still go and do their little telling whatever, you still get locked up. You still get your time.
Yes.
To me personally, especially, I'm going to say this, especially the person that you decide that you want to tell on. You don't know what that person is on. You don't know how deep that they are committed to being towards the rules, the G code as I grew up on the G code. You stay all 10 toes down. Like at the end of the day, if you choose to do this, you choose. Like if you choose to rob somebody,
overrated. You know how we see that a lot in the videos and TV, the G code, the mafia. But let's be truthful. There really isn't any loyalty in the streets, right?
Yeah, honestly, it's not.
Okay.
It's really not. I'm gonna be real. It's really not. Because I done been through some situations. But me as a person, I'm gonna be loyal regardless because I'm just loyal to myself.
Okay.
I'm a man to myself. I'm gonna uphold what I told myself. I'm not gonna put on this whole image of carrying, this street dude, this, and then here it is. I done turned into a whole teller. It just don't work that way. It's just I wouldn't want to live that like I would. Okay, let me say it this way. Before I have to put myself in a situation to where I got to tell on somebody, I might as well just stop what I'm doing.
Okay. So when did your parents find out that you were hustling?
Sheesh. Honestly,
you go way. You ain't but 38 years old. You ain't like you're 65 years old. Got to think so far back.
My parents didn't find out that I was hustling until once I graduated high school.
Okay. And
but
what did they say to you?
My parents found out that I was robbing first before they found out I was.
Yes, let's get back to that because you did mention that. So you were robbing people in high school, Pete Chase?
Yes, I was.
Who were you robbing? Ooh, my stars.
It was,
or just said it in a roundabout way.
I wouldn't. I can't say that I knew people that I like to go to. It was more of the people that I hung with that was like, hey, got this, got that, got that. I'm just the man that's like, hey, let's go get it.
So were you actually going in someone's house? You kicked in somebody's door? broke in? How?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's been I mean, I hate, but yeah, it's been times kick those, no mask,
Wow.
all
So
that.
how do you feel about that now? Reformed, and you still live in the town. And did your name ever get out there on a robbery and you walking by these people in the street? Because Knoxville's a small
No,
town.
no,
People talk here.
no, no. It really didn't, and that's only because everything ain't everybody's business. I'm
Right.
not the
But you
type of
understand what I'm
person that.
saying? That when some people get robbed, people start
No,
chitter-chattering
like,
or who they think did it.
I recently had a conversation with a dude that, I had told him the same type of conversation. He was like, bro, that's a blessing for you to live the life that you live and not have enemies and not have this, not have that. I mean, I would say at the same time, I'm crazy and people know that. But at the same time, I showed more of my cool card than showing that I'm a corrupt type of person. People don't know. They know me for how cool I am as a person than me being like, this is what I used to do when I was young. Like, I mean, like dumb, like from that, when I was younger, used to, breaking in cars is what it started from. Going out and going to where the real music at. I remember back in the days, like people used to get music out of people's cars being on the same side of the city that they own. But but I felt like, why would I go take somebody music that I'm trying to get? I would rather go take some music that's like that I can't afford. That's the type of stuff that I was on.
I said
I wasn't.
petty. You rather
I
as
wasn't
my
big
daddy used to
into.
say, if you're gonna go big.
Yeah. I wasn't big into being the Robin Hood of my own people. Let me put it that way.
Okay. So you don't hustle now, correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you did tell me. So really, what did your parents say? Like when they found out, like this is right, this is wrong, you can't stay in my house. What was saying?
That was said a lot. This is right. This is wrong. You need to stop. You need to chill. You need to.
But you didn't. But you didn't.
Like, but I kept doing it. But I don't keep nothing from my mama. Now I don't have my daddy no more. And me and my daddy didn't have that type of friendship that, what I'm saying, I could actually go to him and really go. My daddy don't know half the shit my mama know. Let me put it
so
that
let me
way.
ask you this. Did your parents treat you well growing up? Because people always wonder how people get into the mischief they get in. What was their background? You grew up in a house with a mother and father that were married.
Yes. My mama and daddy was married for 37 years until he passed away.
Okay. Your mother's a pastor.
Yes.
Do you believe in God, P. Chase?
I fear God.
Does prison work, in your opinion?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Would you go back to hustling again?
I'm going to be 1,000 with you. If it came to a low point in my life,
I want you to be 101,000.
Like I'm there. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real because if it come to,
thank you.
I mean, okay. Let me say this first. If it come to a low point in my life, it is
what it is.
I got to do what I got to do as a man.
You would go back,
right? But
even with the repercussions,
I never left it in this. Yeah, because I and that's with me knowing what my consequences is. That ain't me just being like, no, anything that I do is a consequence from you doing right or wrong, good or bad, regardless. It's all in your choices and decisions. But honestly, I haven't left from it because I'm still the same hustler that I am, but I'm more putting that hustle into doing my music, my clothing, my DJing. Right.
Legal hustling. Because hustle is all types of things, not necessarily stealing, robbing, defrauding, and selling of narcotics. There's more. There's all type of hustle. So people don't know that.
And this is something that I try to me and
my significant other. Reformed. I was
Yes.
gonna ask you if you're reformed,
Yes.
but now that I asked you, would you go back to hustling? You said you could.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not.
Okay.
It's like the saying. It's like the saying that they say you could take the person at the hood, but you can't take the hood at the person.
You believe that? You really believe that?
Yep. Yeah, I truly believe that. Now,
Okay.
you'll be able to control it. I feel like you come to a point where you controlling your hood is an elevation in life. But I honestly feel like if somebody is from the hood and they done changed their life to being this person, but if somebody take them to that level, oh, they're gonna let them know, listen, fam, hey, don't let this fool you.
Okay. Somebody in the chat wants to know, did your mama show up when you called from jail every time?
Yes, she did. That
Wow.
was my backbone, and that was the
Very
reason that I
interesting.
had to
But should she
make a
have?
change in my life.
But should your mother have
You
showed
said
up
just
every time you called?
no. And I'm gonna
Thank
be
you for your
real.
honesty.
I was never expecting her to. One thing that I tried my best not to do was to be in my mother's pockets for something that I did, something that I caused. Now,
Did
the
she
only
pay
thing that I
bond
would really
money?
call her for, huh?
Did she ever pay bond money?
It was money that I had. Now, during sometimes, yes, but not to take advantage of that type of person that would come through for me. If I'm gonna do what I'm doing, I need to have my bond money to the side. So if there's anything that I would grow to call her for, was to
Yeah.
be like, Ma, I need you to go get this money and get this, that, and the fourth.
Somebody in the chat says, do you have any regrets?
Hell no.
Oh, wow.
Hell no,
Oh,
because
sir.
I wouldn't
Yes,
be
sir.
the the person that I am today. I feel like if I wouldn't of because I come from both sides. I come from the hood, but I also come from living in the country. You know what I'm saying? I can't call it the suburbs, but coming living in the country. But my mama grew up in a poverty state type of life. And the reason I was able to push from it was because of my mama trying to do better for not only her kids, but for herself. But being around certain friends, being around certain family, I honestly grew up in the hood. We
Okay.
lived out in the country, but I honestly grew up in the hood.
So let's just say you had a pretty good life growing up. You had both parents. So really, what made you dibble dabble with drugs and other things, wrongdoing, robbing people? Why did you really
Even
do
though
it?
I had my parents, me and my daddy really wasn't on like where I felt like I should be. Okay. I had a way stronger relationship and bond with my mama more than my daddy.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
when
Why is that? Why
during
is
the
that? Why
times
do
that
you
I
think that?
was the good, I don't know if it was just a personal thing with him,
Mhm.
but during the times that I was being a kid and was being young and doing my basketball, baseball, football, soccer, like everything, I never seen my daddy around. Then
Really?
not only that, I could
Was he
say
strict?
that me and my brothers, huh?
Was he strict?
Oh hell yeah, he was strict.
So your mother
He
was
was
the
an
lenient.
army raised type person. Yes,
The what?
yes. My daddy was the get out. My mama was the where you going.
Somebody said, was it the influence of others?
Yes, I can honestly say that. It wasn't me just being like, let me go out here to see what's going on. No, it was me really being around certain people, and it's not only was it the influence, but it's all on me too because I ended up liking what they was doing,
And I was going to
and that's
ask you,
what
did
got
you
me into it.
enjoy hustling and robbing people? Did you get a high, euphoric high, like you got with the ecstasy?
Robbing people, getting away from it and stuff like that, I would say, yeah, I went through a little scope of it, but not as much as the hustle. The
Okay, the
hustle,
hustle,
I'm
a better high.
stuck.
Okay. How do
Yeah,
you
I'm
feel about the
stuck.
black crime right now
Yeah,
that's going on in Knoxville and around the world. A lot of young people have died coming out of that Austin East High School. A lot of crazy nonsense. How do you
Yes.
feel about this black crime? It's on the rise in Knoxville.
Well, I can say that I'm very honored and very blessed to be able to make it to the age of 38 in my city,
Yes,
especially
amen.
having close friends pass, close friends get killed, close friends die from drugs, and just seeing what it is now, and just going back on the days where my mama was thinking that I was a terrorizer, and now here I am of age and looking at the young folks like, wow. I mean, we wowed out in our days, but I honestly feel like we have came to another level when it comes to violence and street stuff. But I can also say that the influence of social media is way greater now than it was when I came up. When I came up and I was out in the streets, it wasn't no YouTube, it wasn't no TikTok, it wasn't no Instagram, it wasn't none of that stuff. So I didn't really have the internet influence like they do now, to where if you have, we didn't hear about, back when I was coming up, I didn't hear about Chicago unless somebody from Chicago came to Knoxville. But now you hear drill, like if it's anything that I wish that never happened to the black culture and the black hip, just the drill music is what put a big hurt on the black culture.
Why you say that?
When I grew up, I heard about drive-bys. I might have seen them, but the violence, the gun violence, wasn't as bad as it is now.
Okay.
Like, and then maybe it wasn't out the closet on how accessible guns may be back when I was
Is it too
young.
easy to get a gun? Is it easy, like they say, to go get a gun?
Let me, man, listen. Let me show you. Let me tell you how easy it is to get a gun.
Okay.
We have gun shows here in
Yes, we do.
Knoxville. We have matter of fact, we have a gun show at least 4 times a year.
Mm.
And then majority of the people that's at the gun show, if you find your right man, you can get somebody to sell you something.
Okay. That's how
So
people
it
out there
just
believe get guns,
blows my mind.
so don't have to get the check done.
Yeah, it just blows my mind on how they hard on violence and guns here, but then we got something right here to give us accessibility to the guns. So it's like
Okay. Somebody in the chat wants to know, what do you think could help with the youth?
the youth is the primary goal. It should be honestly the primary goal everywhere.
Okay.
Because right now, as we sit here and tell the youth, you are the next future. You are the ones who are next to lead the way. But if we look at the youth now, they are not on the right path.
Well, we know, but
Like
what can we do?
it's
What
kind
can
of
we do?
scary. Honestly, I mean, me personally, I can only do what I can do to show the youth that it's a difference in it. But honestly, me being the male that I am and coming from where I come from, it's going to have to be a life experience. You can tell the youth all day, hey, don't go do that. Hey, go do. It's only a certain youth and a certain amount of youth that's going to really listen. But it's going to be a whole lot of more youth that's not going to listen until they
Well,
actually
that's true.
go
But
through
don't
it.
you think we need somebody to also be positive, so they can have someone to look at to say, maybe I changed my mind. I don't want to go do that. Because somebody's on my back.
Definitely.
Somebody's trying
Definitely.
to rear me properly. Somebody's showing me there's things I can do, read, travel. I don't have to go over there and hang with these people that want to sit out all day and do nothing.
Definitely. Definitely. That's kind of like what I'm putting myself out to be, just to show that I've been in the field, I've been there, but I also had to like grow up and make the wise decision. Like, there's no other outcome than
Brittany.
what you would have dealing with the street. You're either gonna be in jail or you're gonna wind up dead, and especially now. So it's it can be told, but at the end of the day, when that young boy, the young man walks away from you having that conversation, it's all up to him to
Mm-hmm.
be able to take what he got and make the right choice from it.
Right. Brittany wants to know, is it fast, easy, make fast money, enticing to get Jordans and nice things? Do you think this is why a lot of people hustle? Because, we also have women who hustle too. So is it just looking at nice, luxurious things? Rappers rap about it all the time. It's in commercials. You're seeing people drive by you, walk by you in nice, Gucci loafers and, Louis Vuitton handbags. I want that. I need that. How can I get that? I can't afford it. McDonald's ain't paying me enough.
And that's why right there. That's why, because you have the influence of what you see every day in your hand to what you're trying to live up and see if you can catch up with the Joneses. And now, depending on the person, some people don't hustle for that. Some people really have a purpose behind their hustle.
That's true. And I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people don't realize every hustler is not the same. Every hustler does not go out and buy Gucci slippers and Louis Vuitton bags. Matter of fact, I can think of a hustler that comes to mind, and I'm sure a lot of people know who he is. He wore jogging pants and a jogging outfit every day. You hear what I said? Sweatshirt, sweatpants. And he never drove a fancy car. I never saw him in a fancy car. I never saw him in a car with big rims. Matter of fact, I don't even think he combed his hair. And people gonna say, "Damn, we know who you're talking about." But you get what I'm saying? Because he knew, why draw attention? I'm already doing wrong. Why am I draw attention? Or maybe he didn't want to. Who's to say?
I had to take a different study of the game and just start paying attention to, like, okay, especially here. Like, I started seeing majority of the people, like, they got money, start flashing their money. Like, damn near every person that I felt like I've seen on a video of flashing money, they dead. Like, literally dead. So
I don't like that in the videos. That holding the racks of money is a cell phone. I call it the telephone game. I can't stand it. I hate it. Because everybody started doing it. It's like, I'm sick of the chokers and I'm sick of that telephone. The racks of money is a telephone. Well, call somebody already, damn it.
I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe I'm tripping, but it just seemed like the more money that these rappers get, the more tighter their pants get. I'm just trying to figure this out.
Well, if I see you walking around with that, I think you're probably carrying that.
It's just a whole nother ball game when it comes to just the whole street life thing, especially like now. It's just I to old school hustlers, I feel like this time in era, I bet they are just like applaud by how back in their era it was
quieter.
We down for each other.
It was quieter.
Heard, you know what I'm saying?
It was quieter.
And now it's like,
you didn't get on social media with racks of money. You didn't beef with people on social media. You didn't tell nobody to pull up. If you pulled up, you was already over and done. Social media is goofy. And I've heard a bunch of gangbangers say that are older. We didn't have no Facebook to tell nobody to pull up and meet me over here and beef back and forward. You move silently. Do you agree?
Silently. I super agree. And that's where the game has been changed at, because now it's no longer, it's like now you have to be heard about what you got going on. And it's really a destruction because it's not giving no foundation to it.
I understand it's not
giving no leisure to it for it to be able to be a positive note on it. So like it's amazed me how social media
I'm gonna get back to that. I'm gonna get back to that issue.
To now.
Do you have acquaintances right now that you hang with, very good friends, family, that still hustle?
Yes.
And how do you feel about that?
I mean, until they get to a point where they can figure it out. I mean,
you say it ain't none of my business.
I can't judge them. Yeah, I can't judge.
None of my business,
because I did the thing. The only difference is I just was like, I'm gonna go about it a different way. You know what I'm saying? I got kids now.
Okay.
Now, if I didn't have no kids, honestly, I feel like I still probably be head first in the hustling, because
Okay.
only thing that I'm really worried about would be me or doing for my
Right.
mama. But
Right.
now that I got kids, I gotta do something different, because I don't want my son to do the same thing that I put myself through.
Okay. How about the rappers? Let's talk about them for a minute. Then I will get to our other guests. Rappers such as Gunna, Young Thug, great examples to talk about. Do you feel like they still are just blind to wanting to still have one foot in the street and one in the rap game?
All right. So, like I said earlier, it all depends on the person who is really loyal to not only themselves, but what they say that they was gonna be. And one thing that you are seeing from Young Thug is a real genuine street dude who's not gonna fold a break, in everything that he preached, he's practicing.
Mm-hmm.
But then
the last Mohican, it looks
if
like.
you look on the background of Gunner,
Mm.
Gunner don't have the same background as Young Thug. Gunner didn't come up in the same background as Young Thug did. So people got to understand what you're dealing with, two different mind frames, or when it comes to being like, I mean,
but I'm talking about
Thug
having
could
your
be
foot
thinking,
still in the game. Why still have your foot in the game and you are wealthy, you live well, you have a talent? Why still be in the street? Why still be doing street things? And you are now, you don't have to live that life. That's the purpose of the rap. It's to get out of that life. Or was it what? Maybe it wasn't. How about that? Maybe it was never his purpose. I don't know. I'm just speaking in general. He's, on trial for his life. A lot of the people who are in this entourage with him have taken pleas, which to me is very interesting. He has not folded, but why have your foot still over there in the pond? Why, when you have the opportunity to do better? What's the point?
some people can't let the streets go.
That's
And
terrible.
I would say it's all a money thing.
Yeah, but you think about how many people really want to achieve greatness, either by sports or schooling, and they have the opportunity to live very well, way better than the average American or anybody abroad. Why risk giving it all up to be sitting in a fucking cell for half of your life when you have the opportunity right at your feet?
Like I said, some people just can't get that life up. Some people just ain't got to the real mind frame of being like, okay. I mean, it's to me, it's got to be something deep, because you know the consequences from it, and then the more bigger that you get, the more time you're gonna face. That's just point blank, period. So for you not to even understand that for yourself, knowing that you're playing around with all this money, and one move can get it took away from you as quick as you got it, like, it's all in that person that's got to just understand that, it maybe he don't have nobody really in his ear to be like, hey, Thug, look, fam, like, leave where it is. Like, just you got this going on. Like,
do you believe he was in this entourage, though? This YSL or whatever they're calling it. Do you believe this is really a street organization orchestrated by Young Thug?
No, I really think that it's a music organization. They only
of people doing wrong.
Out there
of people doing wrong.
Let me say this. I feel like it's a music company, a music organization that is being labeled a gang, because this label has brought in people from the street. But you're going to get that regardless. It's like, I'm not trying to.
I agree. I agree with you saying. You're right. They're street people.
You feel me? But I'm not gonna sit here and act like don't every music label don't have no fucking gang members in it.
Okay, so we understand impossible. That they're all from the street. Most of them are not from the suburbs. and went to Catholic high school and graduated 12th grade and decided to sing rap songs. But I'm asking you honestly, do you believe his foot was in that street and these charges that these guys have been charged with, that Young Thug is actually a part of those charges?
Me not knowing Thug, I would say he was more about his music than he was in the streets. But with you still being around the environment you came from, you're still going to be involved in the streets.
Yeah, because he's got heavy accusations of intimidation, I guess gun trafficking. And obviously somebody's talked, because if they've been watching him for 10 years, somebody wanted you bad. That's a long time
I would
to watch
say somebody wanted you bad. Somebody put him on the radar.
Okay.
I would say the way that this shit worked. He ended up, he was already, like, I would say his name was already ringing. First off, but first he's a artist, a big artist. So they're going to look at that regardless. You know what I'm saying? So with that being one of the reasons, and him still being on or associated or around,
and that's what maybe that's the problem then, because you do have other rappers that's not being indicted and chased around, looked at.
Right. And they all ain't involved with the streets and none of that. But if you still be around it, I mean, it's what you hear in every interview that the older crowd tells the younger ones when they see it. Like, bro, like, you get yourself away from that. Like, you did this to get money to do better, not get this to do money to take your money and do worse of what you worse already doing.
Anything you want to add?
Definitely, man. I mean, I just hope that things change, because the way that this music shit is going, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I was that life, used to live that life, but just being real about it, nowadays the music scene just ain't worth it, especially trying to be an artist. It's oversaturated, one thing. Then not only that, it's like, in order for your music to be heard, you have to be on some type of negative time. And I'm not on that. Like, I'm not a shit starter, I'm a shit finisher. So I just don't see myself creating music that deep inside I'm not feeling. And then not only that, like, even preaching against, y'all chill out, y'all don't need to kill each other, love each other, this, that, and the fourth. And then I turn around and go make some music talking about go kill my ops. It just won't add up. If I'm a changed man, I'm gonna have to stay a changed man. I can't backslide.
Okay. Last question. Somebody asked, do you allow these people at your home?
Say it one more time.
Somebody in the chat asked, do you allow the people to your home?
No, hell no. No. I'm very prone on letting anybody know where I'm at. I'm very prone of my surroundings. I'm a sipper, not a drinker. I'm very prone to not doing that, because if I am, during times that I was at the home of at my mother's home, I have to respect the fact that this is my mother. So if anything was to go crazy, I do not want anything that I'm doing to affect my mother.
Right.
So it wouldn't be right, period. But really, honestly, one of the street rules, you don't do something where you lay your head at.
But people do.
That's a no-no.
But people do.
But people do it.
One more question. It's from the Queen. Do you believe the East Side, West Side rival is still ongoing?
I'm gonna be even realer with you, deeper with you. It's honestly more than that, because it's not even East Side, West Side no more. It's done got to the point where when I grew up, all I knew was East Side, West Side, Bloods and Crips. Might have heard about GDs, might have heard about BLs, but now it's done got so crazy where it's branch offs. Like you got Bloods against
Yes.
Bloods and Crips against Crips.
Like in the
You
major
know, and
cities.
then
Because
it
up there it's street
also,
for street. It's street
yeah,
for street. It's not here. It's not no one side of town against another side
right.
of town.
And then it's also them it's also them gentrifying the city, because now they're getting to the point where they're fixing up stuff to where they're starting to put Bloods and Crips in the same neighborhood. This, that, and the same, and it's crazy because I heard this. I don't understand this gang banging stuff, but one hood got with the other hood, and they basically took the name of one hood and the other hood and put it together.
Okay.
So
Are you affiliated? Are you
it's
affiliated any
like, I
type
don't
of
know,
way?
no ma'am, and I thank God that I ain't. I thank God. I know too many. I know too many people to be affiliated. I can't.
Okay.
I can't gang bang.
Do you recommend it? Do you recommend these young boys and girls being affiliated?
No, no, because there's no real structure. There's no guidance. This is,
They're just all over the place,
if
ain't
it was teaching them right, if it was teaching them on how to build a foundation, create money for themselves, do this and do that the right way and all that, then I mean, yeah, I would be like, yeah, go for it. But it's not doing nothing but, like, these kids are not
creating
even living
havoc,
to see 21. Like,
creating
know what
havoc.
21 is like. So no, hell nah. Respect to it, but at the same time, hell nah, I wouldn't recommend that,
Yeah,
because it's not. I don't see no famous Crip that's really like doing it big. Like, no, like, and then if they are, they not active no more.
yeah.
So
I'll tell you something I noticed in Knoxville and the surrounding counties, which is very disturbing to me, is more younger people are now strung out on drugs and meth because, naturally, the demand for crack will be high, but you got to be able to get it. So you have to substitute, as you said, weed is the gateway. So what I see going on in the past couple of years, I can't get the crack, so I'll try something else to get a high. Because, I had never heard of black people using meth. I only saw that in Cops years ago, growing up, watching Cops in college. And I saw it out west in California. They were showing black people on meth. And I thought, okay, when I started learning, what dope really was. So it was amazing. Past 10, 12 years, I started hearing about black people using meth. I said, what the hell? I never heard of such.
you'll be amazed. Like,
Oh, I ain't amazed now because
like
I
I
hear
said, I
people talk
sit
about it.
back. It just blew my mind on. Okay, so it used to be just nothing but the weed and crack era. And then I started hearing on the news how Chicago, New York, and all that stuff, once the heroin era came in, how it was just terrorizing the city.
Yeah.
So I was always like, oh my God, like, if that shit come down
Yeah, I
here,
was shocked when I
it
heard her
ain't
when it
no
came to
telling.
Knoxville. I was way stunned. I never
I
thought it was
was like,
touchdown.
wow. Like, I was like, ain't no telling how it's gonna act. Now, being honest about it, it did not affect Knoxville the way that I took it, that it was affecting the bigger cities. But one thing that they did to it that I felt like protected Knoxville was they put a zero tolerance on it, which basically means if you get caught with it, you
You
get
done.
football numbers,
Yeah,
big
you done.
numbers.
Yeah.
And then not on that, they did it to where they have a law to where, say, if somebody was to interact with a dealer and that dealer gave them some H, and that person goes off and ingest it and get it to themselves, and that person overdoses and pass away, then the dealer is charged with the murder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
well, that's
with
that's
that,
Tennessee now.
and what else?
That's Tennessee now.
Yeah,
Shutting down the drug houses. Too many people
mostly the
have
hard
an
drugs,
ambulance come to the house.
zero tolerance.
Yeah, the meth most definitely
Yeah,
started
yeah.
that. Yeah. Well, it's
But I mean, it's a give or take on all this shit.
sure.
But we got people in the city that's really trying to show different. You know what I'm saying? Show that we can do better, but we all got to do it together. It just can't be one
Well,
person.
hopefully you won't have to go back to hustling in the street.
No, that's a wrap. That's a
Okay.
wrap. Not the way that I see my new hustle,
Okay.
because I've been shown through my new hustle of being like, oh wow, like, oh yeah, yeah. So just I'm only what a year into my clothing brand, so I'm just really learning and going through the process of it. Been to school, got my associate's degree in business management. Went to a place called the Urban League here. They have a co-starters program where you learn about business startup and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
pitching your business plan. And I ended up winning first place in the pitching the business plan, and just been trying to just learn new methods. If I was able to have the energy to learn the streets, why not take that same energy and learn something that'll keep me here
So
even
what's
longer?
your goals right now? Your 5-10 year goals. What are you doing now? And what is your 5-10 year goals?
My 5-year goals is to have my t-shirt business up and running and bringing in a nice income. And my 10-year goal is to be able to go from everything that I know and build me an empire to where I don't want my kids working. I want my mama to, hey, come be in charge of this. I want my daughter's mama, hey, get in charge of this. Like, I'm trying to build an empire and generational wealth when it comes to my 10-year and my long-term goal.
Okay.
So just something different. We not taught this, and I'm just trying to do the shit that we wasn't taught.
Okay. Well, I thank you for talking to me. Our new guest can join me if he like.
All right, all right, all right.
You're welcome to still have your name.
Good. All right, I will.
Okay. Someone says thank you for sharing your story. Take care of the babies.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for me and listening. I appreciate it. I hope I got it out to where it was very understandable.
You did real good. You did real good. DJ, you ready? Hold on a minute. Let me turn my camera off for just a second, you guys.
Sorry about that. I had to go see where he is.
That's okay. I had to turn my camera off for just a second.
Yeah, definitely appreciate y'all for having me on.
Anytime.
I'm just trying to be some type of pillar in the city to just show that it can be done. You just got to be able to want to do it for yourself.
Okay.
You gonna have people that ain't gonna be able to tell you what to do and stuff like it. But one thing, as I can say, as a Black community, that we lack is the urge to want knowledge, the urge to want to know things. Because without us knowing what we need to know, we're always gonna be stuck in that loophole. So,
is DJ ready?
Yeah, he gonna come out.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. Thank you for speaking to the audience. We appreciate it.
Yes, we appreciate that. Yep. 1 second, washing his hands.
That's fine. Thank you all for following the content. You are now listening to the Vault XL. You just heard from P. Chase. He lives in Knoxville, Tennessee. Talking about his life in the street briefly. And now, no longer hustling, but dibble-dabbling with music and a clothing line. And also business. DJ?
Yes.
You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you, DJ?
41.
41. You have children?
Oh, yeah.
How many children do you have?
7.
7 children. Wow. Are you with any of the baby's mothers?
Oh, yeah. I'm married to my last 4 mother.
The last 4. Okay. You live in the Knoxville, Tennessee area.
Correct.
Did you grow up with your parents, grandparents? How were you raised?
In the family.
Oh, different relatives?
Right.
Okay, that's fine. How long, or let's say, what age did you start hustling?
Oh, yeah, I would say it was about 15.
What made you start hustling?
Seeing my family members give all their money to the drug dealers in the neighborhood, and me and my
What?
brother with that.
So what do you mean? You had relatives that was using?
Correct.
Oh, wow. So you said that wasn't going to be you.
Right.
Wow. Wow. Did you have a preference of which drug you'd like better to push out to the street, or you prefer not to answer?
I mean, be straight real with it. I came up around cocaine.
Okay. Do you think now, with what's going on with fentanyl, heroin, and the things going on in Knoxville, Tennessee, the money was easier a long time ago?
Right.
You agree?
Agree with it.
Okay. Do you think it's harder to sell drugs now in Knoxville, Tennessee?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Riskier.
Yeah. I come from the era where we wanted to get the money, but not be seen or even known how we got the money.
Okay. Have you been to prison?
No prison.
Wow. So you have not been to prison. Have you been to jail?
Yeah, I've been to jail.
What have you been to jail for?
Oh, just child support.
Child support. Do you currently owe child support now?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Is it a lot? Is it a lot, DJ?
Oh, it's a bit of 100,000.
Woo! Oh,
yeah.
Are you up to date with your payments?
Oh, no.
Oh,
I don't think it'll ever happen. But like I said, it's.
But they don't have no warrants or none of that on you.
Right.
Okay. Good. Okay.
They put it on your credit report.
Your credit report. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. No rehab. You ever been to rehab?
No.
Have you ever used the drug?
What was that?
Have you ever used crack cocaine or cocaine?
Never.
You smoke weed?
Absolutely.
When you start smoking weed, DJ?
I started smoking weed about 21, 22.
Okay. Not real young.
Right.
So never been to prison.
Life.
Okay. Never been to prison, no violations? Any probation violations? Nothing?
Nothing like that.
Wow. I can't really ask him anything. Tell me what you think of the snitch room.
I mean, it all depends on what you're snitching for.
Okay. You catch a charge, and they want to know who you've been getting your supply from. Or you're the user, and they want to know who you've been buying from.
I'm like this. Whether you're doing it or selling it, you knew what you signed up for. So I feel like you just got to take your punch.
Okay. That's
because I don't think that they should get 2, 3, 4 people for one charge.
Yes, Pete Chase has said the same thing. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Out just got to do what they got to do.
Because I didn't really go deep into this snitch thing. And I'm going to say this, and some of my fans may not agree, but I'm going to say this. I do not think it's right for a user to get less time or off for offenses versus the dope dealer getting more time, because I feel like you can't have one without the other. Now, some will disagree and say, well, if the dealer didn't have it, well, my thing is you didn't know the dealer had it till you went searching, right?
Right.
And what's the old saying? Seek and ye shall find.
That's it.
So if you didn't get it from Pookie, then you're going to go find Ray. Right. Or you're going to find it however you can get it and go make up something to get high off of.
Right.
So do you agree the user should not get less time? They catch a charge to just give up somebody and then shoot, fly away. They go off into the night.
The way I see that is they ain't getting caught with enough to tell nothing.
Okay.
So you feel like
strictly
probation, they not getting ready to do no real time over no user getting caught with what they get caught with.
Okay. So, but the even exchange is you tell me where you've been getting it and we Gucci.
I don't think it's worth it because you still at the end of the day got to live in that same community. See
Exactly. Exactly.
And like I said, you know what you got yourself into. So just
exactly.
taking that walk and take it as a lesson.
Exactly. So a civilian, as I said to P. Chase, a civilian walking by, sees a crime, he calls the police, she calls the police. Do you think it's right for civilians to call when they see something nefarious going on in the street?
Absolutely, because I live by this: right is right, wrong is wrong.
Okay.
You know, you can't separate that with being selling drugs. Okay. Because, like I said, you got to stand up for what's right. That's basically all I'm saying.
Okay. Is it hard for a black man coming up right now, especially in the urban areas? Doesn't have a degree, doesn't have a certificate, perhaps. We know it's hard being black, period, even if you're educated. But, you know, you live in an urban area, maybe you don't have a lot of skills.
I believe it's only hard as we make it for ourselves right now.
Okay.
And I believe if you're listening for somebody to give you the answer, instead of reading more yourself and trying to figure out what you want to know, then you're going to be stuck and waiting on somebody to give you that solution.
Okay.
But I don't feel stuck.
Okay. You enjoy what you do, DJ?
I don't enjoy it.
Okay.
But it's just
an easy way.
It's not necessarily easy. It's kind of them being the only thing I've known.
I understand. Okay.
Because I come from nothing and I always been trying to make a way.
I see.
You know, changing, and this is the only fast way to do it.
Okay. Would you like to change from selling drugs?
Absolutely. Okay. I believe anyone would.
Okay. Okay. Do you think weed should be legal in Tennessee?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I meant to ask you that, PJ.
That comes from God.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Do you think it'll make it better so that way we won't have any more misdemeanor felony charges for marijuana? I guess you would go to the dispensary and buy it, but then we'd have to worry about the damn dispensary man getting
right.
You really is it gonna be a winner that way?
I feel like it's a flower where anybody should be able to grow it. You shouldn't have to go to no store and get it.
Okay.
It's natural.
Okay. Do you think prison works?
Depends on what you go for.
Okay.
You know, some violent crimes need it, but drugs and things like that aren't violent crimes, but you get the same amount of time as killing somebody for selling drugs.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And that's where I go confused.
Okay. How do you feel about the uptick of black crime in Knoxville, especially with the younger people? You know, the past couple of years, a lot of young people got murdered from Austin East High School. And lately we've been having a lot of shootings, murders. Tell me how you feel about the uptick of black crime in Knoxville.
I feel like it goes back to 10, 20 years ago when kids was having kids.
Okay.
And this is starting to show of what that really was.
Okay.
So I feel like the morals that we may have been raised with aren't instilled in today's kids. It's a digital world. So I feel like they're not introduced to the 10 Commandments, things like that.
Okay.
So, you know, of course it's going to be what it is.
Okay. Do you believe in God?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do your acquaintances sell drugs?
I believe everybody knows someone that does something criminal activity. Yeah.
I'm asking you about your friends, DJ.
Yeah, absolutely. But, hey, I'm just down to earth. This is real life.
That's okay. But do you have? Let me ask you this: do you have?
I don't think we'll walk around and not bump into nobody.
But you know, I'm just talking about your good friends, people you sit with, talk with every day. You know, you shoot the shit with, not just people you just passing in the community.
Absolutely, because we share mainly the same pains.
Okay, y'all friends. Okay, so
same neighborhoods.
Okay, So you will say your acquaintances do hustle still. You have some acquaintances that do still sell drugs.
Absolutely. Ain't none of us made it out yet.
Okay, so do you have a lot that don't sell drugs, or just a few?
I can't say that I don't have a lot that don't, because people just really doing what they do.
Okay.
Socializing with other people like that.
Okay, I understand.
It's just a money thing. You talking money, that's a language for us. But we're not doing no new friends or nothing like that on the side.
I understand. Do you recommend anyone selling drugs right now?
Do I recommend them to sell some drugs right now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, it's not for everybody. It's something that you may have been exposed to, and this is just what you go to when you're in the need of something. It's something you have to be exposed to me.
How do you feel still selling drugs at this age? You said you're 41. You have 7 children.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you're a good role model for your kids selling drugs?
For me, absolutely yes, because from day one, I haven't told them no lie, and they know what I do it for and why.
Okay.
I told myself I never lied to them.
Okay.
So
they know that you sell drugs, your children?
Absolutely.
Okay. P. Chase, what about you?
Nah, them days is honestly over with.
No, I'm saying
because
your kids know you sell when you used to. I'm sorry. When you used
at the time,
to,
yeah. At the time, yeah.
Okay.
At the time, yeah, and it was part of me really being more of teaching the lesson than trying to show, oh, you can do this and you can do that.
Okay.
No, it's me being more like, yo, you know, I mean, because it was only right for me to express it to my son, because he was around the most. My daughters, my oldest daughter and my youngest daughter, they don't really know too much about my past life like that. But my son was around to where I was still intertwining with the streets, still going to jail, still violating and stuff like that. So it's been more of a change of, you know, showing him different and telling him like, okay, look, this is what I want you to do. If you don't mind, show me what I missed. Like, show me what I would have looked like if I would have chose not to do this and I would have done that. So it's just me giving him more of a learning standpoint, and and also, different strokes for different folks, but leading by example too. I just don't want to be the person to tell them, no, you can't do it, but I'm still doing it in your face. You know what I'm saying?
DJ, do you have any regrets about still being in the game, or anything you've done in your past?
No, I don't have any regrets. Because the things that I done been without, that I feel like I should have had.
You feel like there's things you should have had?
Yeah.
Such as what?
As a kid.
So what do you think you should have had as a kid?
I mean, normal things like school clothes, school shoes.
Okay. So you came up hard. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Right.
Okay. So do you feel like right now you're playing catch up for what you missed out on as a child?
Not really playing catch up. It's just not having nothing. It's the only way for me to get ahead faster.
Yeah.
So
I respect that.
That's the only reason I'm still doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
To get ahead. More farther and farther.
Okay. How does your family feel about you still selling drugs at this age?
I mean, I was introduced to them through the family, so it's really nothing.
Okay. So you said they can't say nothing.
Nah.
You said okay.
Not a thing.
You best be quiet. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet on that one. Okay. Oh my goodness. I was trying to think, because he cuts to the chase on the questions. He's in and out. He don't take up no time answering these questions. Okay. Loyalty in the street. Is there loyalty still in the street?
Loyalty. If you look for loyalty in the street, you definitely lost. Only loyalty is to your kids, your family, your home. Ain't no loyalty in those streets.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat wants to know, have any of your children followed in your footsteps?
Never had a thought.
So you have no children selling drugs?
No.
Wow, that's good.
I actually have AP honor students.
Wonderful.
Everybody thinking of going to college.
Amen.
You know, they know this.
Because you're still young yourself. 41 is young.
Right. They know this ain't what I want to do.
Okay.
They know this is what sustains the things they have and want. This is all they ever known is having. They ain't never been without.
Okay, so you have given your children more than what you had, is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
Haven't missed a beat on it.
Yes. Okay.
So maybe that's why I can't stop, because the older they gotten, the more they want and need.
How old is your oldest child?
My oldest child is 21.
21. So that's yeah. You had the child young. You were a young person. You know, that's a long time to still be hustling.
Right. But what is enough?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
my daddy once said that to
me
me.
Being
you had $1 million, it still wouldn't be
working
right.
in. I feel like it ain't no different than a job.
Okay.
I mean, I treat it just like my own business, as if I'm running. That's how.
Okay, you missing is the briefcase.
It's it. You get everything but receipt.
And look, if your friends say you walking down the street, dude, where you going with that briefcase? I'm going to work.
Right. That's it.
Okay. I'm going to work. The rap game. As I've seen to P. Chase, you see what's been going on with Gunna and Young Thug and other artists. Do you find it crazy that they still want to be in the street and pop off and carry guns and weapons and catch charges when they have this grand opportunity to excel?
Right. That's back to me saying how much is enough.
Okay.
You know, I could leave all that just the money they have.
You could.
I could.
Okay, see, and that's what I was trying to get around with P. Chase. That's exactly what I was wanting somebody to say. Amazing how one person, as I said, is looking for that opportunity, what we call that golden egg.
Right.
To get out of their whole hum life. It's no different than a lottery ticket, whatever. And make best of this opportunity while I've got it. Because they're young. They're not 40 and 50. So you coming in your 20s, late 20s, rapping, you getting deals for soft drinks and shoes and clothes and this. And you still want your foot in the street. Why?
Because they ain't never really had nothing, but you also got to know, like you said, when that opportunity presents itself, that you can turn it legal. The whole goal is no matter what you do, how can I turn this legal? Okay.
You're supposed to. That was the old way of thinking about 40 years ago.
Oh.
Some people would think, make it legal, hustle. Like, in the street, it used to be, I make so much, I get something, I get a business. But then something happens because, anything can happen when you're hustling and you never get to wherever the goal you was going to maybe buy something, do something. The next thing you know, you caught up and now you caught your foot caught in the trap.
I mean, that's moving fast and not thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a business to me.
Okay. Somebody asks, are you, they know that you're hustling, but do you have a regular job?
I haven't, to be honest with you, I have never worked. I was the type of person that worked when I was 13 years old. I had to get a job. So I ain't really been back working since about 14 years old. And you are 41. Right. This is what I do.
Never had. Yes. But a lot of people can't understand that because, see, a true hustler can do it to where he or she doesn't have to work.
Right.
As I call it, living off the land, and I don't have to explain anything else to you.
Correct.
How do you feel about that? A person just going day for day, living off the land and never working a full-time job?
I mean, tomorrow not promised to no one. If they want to live every day like it's their last, ain't no.
What about you, P. Chase?
I mean, I feel we the only culture that's not living that way. We're not living off the land. We're living from somebody else's hand. And it's been like it for a long way. So and then not only that, we also gotta, put in the thinking of this a new generation. So a lot of people and a lot of young ones, not only do they know about it, but a lot of them don't care as much as the older crowd does to be not more rebellion against what's going on and laws and stuff like that. So
okay. I was thinking about something the other day about all this land we have on the earth and how these people build these houses so close together and they charge all this money, you know what I'm saying, for the houses. And to me, it's like, it ain't like it is. It's greedy. And I think everybody should have the opportunity to own his or her own damn house. You understand what I'm saying? So it makes no sense to charge so much for a house when 9 times out of 10, the person is going to die owing for the house. So everybody should have the opportunity to own a house, and they shouldn't be expensive because most people are never going to live to pay it off anyway. So why have the house expensive? You understand what I'm saying? You seem to me, a fool would say, I could make more money if I had the house cheaper.
Right.
If I made the house cheaper by the price, still use quality products, let everybody have a nice home. What he or she does with it is his or her own damn business between him, her, and the bank. And people could do better instead of being crowded up in fucking apartments and public housing. But that's just my wishful thinking.
I think it's everybody's wishful thinking.
I think it's a sin to be in an apartment for fucking 30, 40 years.
It is.
Yeah, it's a blow to the spirit.
Like, that was the point of, putting houses out here, but I don't know. It's just a different lifestyle now. A lot of things is.
They want you to go in there. It looks like kill yourself to pay for a house. And I've met a person, a distant relative said, I don't ever want to go back to living in an apartment. I don't never want to live that life of living in an apartment. So basically she's saying I'd rather just be eating beanie weenies knowing I got a house. So it's like you
or go back to the apartment.
You juggling. You miserable with your house, but yet you happy to have a house, but you struggling because you got to make the note. And now the things are higher, food, groceries. So naturally the mortgage is going to be higher now. It's like you don't win unless you have a secure income, a very good upper bracket income. And the way rent is going up now in Knoxville and these surrounding areas, you're going to have to be making some nice change now to be able to live comfortable and have money in the bank. Something happens, you can go in the bank and pull money out, not have to borrow from nobody and get no payday loan and so on and so forth. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. I'm straight operating cash. I don't even do no plastic.
Yeah, and everything now is by card, is it not? Internet.
Yep.
I won't do nothing unless it's cash.
We was at the car wash trying to make our way to get, to the place where where I met you, PJs. Right, and all the machines want a card just so you can wash your fucking car.
Yeah, we're the world is getting more into the technology world.
It's scary. It's scary. That a computer is telling other people what to do.
Yeah, it's controlling everything.
I'm a cash type person.
Everything, like.
Yeah, I was talking no paper trail. I'm paying cash when I don't got my business.
I'm a cash type person. I love to see it. I'm like my daddy. He's long gone, and he was a hustler. And I've told the people in the chat that.
Yeah, them cards they give you now got them chips in. They can
always should have money
link
on
to your name.
I know places they don't even have cash on them. Why not? I don't care if it's $5.
Going through a certain experience I went through. I don't mind having cards on me because I I had to think to myself one day, like I done lost my wallet with some money in it. And one thing that I do give granted to the cards, that if you lose your cards, at least you'll get your cards back. You can shut them down. You can still have your money.
Right.
But if you have
what if you in a place like where I've been Thanksgiving, use the card, the boy pressing the wrong amount, and I didn't have no more money on me, and I was traveling out of the area. See what I'm saying? Yeah. And I didn't have no other cash on me.
Right.
So I had that little bit that was left on the card, trying to use it for gas, and the boy pressing the wrong thing, and it closed down the card.
Okay, so here's the scenario. If everything, all these computers shut down right now, how could you use your card and we still need to operate?
That's my point. That's what I'm trying to make P. Chase understand. I don't care about no cards.
Yeah, that's number tracking to me with them.
Because mine got compromised.
But that's what I'm getting to the underlying part of it. That's what we own now. Like it's getting pushed. Okay.
I know what you're saying.
To me, if you ask me what opened up the card world, COVID ended up opening up the whole card world, especially when they went to go hand out checks. People wasn't like, it's a lot of old people that was getting checks in the mail way before then. But because you couldn't have contact to contact, they made you literally go start your bank account and get you some type of card so you can be able to receive your funds. And you think about like the trap that it gave people that really wanted that money and was like, well, dang, I can't get the money unless I have a card. Well, now since they done since they done retracted that, from now on, everybody is gonna start getting their income tax check through the card. And once the card, because it's out, I mean, I be into this a little bit, but you know, I know a lot of people is not into it, but I know I'm into it. But it's like a lot of hidden shit going on in the world right now, especially when it comes to the dollar, you know, especially when it comes to China and the ownership of money and everything. But it's trying to be a real shift of creation of money and getting rid of the dollar. That's why you see a lot of things popping up when it comes to you using your card everywhere you go now, you know. Even all the way down to shopping. Shopping done got so accessible with a card that you no longer have to move to go get whatever you need to get. Even down to, even if you moving to get it, you have more card machines in there than you have.
That's just the way they made it. That's just the way they've made it. But I'm just saying, I'm old school. I'm gonna keep some cash on me. I'm not relying on no damn card. Every time I want to buy something today, I'm going to go out to the store. Man, I go to 5-6 stores. Just keep running that cart. Certain things maybe, but I like to have cash on me. And when you're dealing with urban life, because I think you know where I'm going with this. When you deal with urban life, such as like you want to go to a bar, juke joint, ain't nobody standing there with no damn MasterCard machine. They want their $5, $10.
Real quick, Real quick.
Only major businesses want your damn card.
Yes. And that's the thing. That's why they're trying to like distribute it in the way to where everybody is gonna have to get a hold to it, because everybody is starting to circulate on it. Everywhere you go, it's card.
Online shopping. Everybody get excited. Ooh, I ordered this, and that's how my card got compromised. First time I used it online, next thing I know, somebody out west, Washington State, whatever, Seattle, debited my card for $50 from Amazon. My first time ordering, I ordered a Bluetooth box, and shortly after that, someone just told me to call my bank and read off my checking amount. And I said, wait a minute, something don't sound right. So I always let them go back and give me an itemized. And I started trying to remember all the places I've been and shop. I said, wait a minute, I ain't ordering nothing off no damn Amazon. All because I used that damn card online.
You sure you didn't get that off Amazon?
I had been using around town places like, the liquor store or Ross, places like that had no problem. All of a sudden you go online, now somebody then went in my account.
It's a give and take to all of this stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
You lose with the cash and you lose with the card. So it's like, where's the leverage in all of this?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this with the cash. Queen ain't lost for $20 one time with the cash in her pocket that fell out somewhere in the damn Kroger, Western Avenue, years back. Other than that, I don't care about the card. Because let me tell you what kind of person I am. I don't get attached to stuff. I'm like my father. I don't get attached to stuff. I don't. I like nice things. But right now, I could walk right out of here right now with a Kroger bag and keep it moving. Because I don't get attached to stuff.
Understood.
I had the best of everything. It means nothing to me. Because, hey, get it again. I can get something today, look at it 2 months from now, I don't want it.
Say that. I
give people stuff all the time.
Same way I walk. If I can get it once, I can get it again.
I try not to get attached to stuff because that's the worst thing you can do is start getting attached to, stupid stuff. A pair of shoes, a handbag, stuff like that. I tell you right now, I don't think I really care about, and it's the truth, out this little box I'm in, the damn flat screens and the Bluetooth and the computer. You can take all this.
That's your peace moment right there, ain't it? Yes. And me and my TV.
Give me my TVs. Right. I want her and him. Look. Look,
out of here.
I want her and him.
Out of here.
And the box beneath this table. I like to hear my music. I won't give a damn about this other stuff up here. I can go. All that shit come from China. It's on repeat.
You heard what I said. They got control of everything, from our money, our products, all of that.
All this stuff is mass produced.
Like,
that's why I don't get attached to it.
The thing about, not to dig too deep, but the thing about with China and, just with our countries, period, you know what I'm saying? It's always one is better than the other. It's always erasing something. So with China being the lead in technology, like, that's the last thing that we need from a country that has been, evil eyeing us for years on top of years. So it's like, not only do we watch that, but it's also, we're going to compete with that too. Even, go all the way back to the moon chase on how Russia and America and China, all these people, had this big race to do it. It's always been like that. So we're going to end up dealing with this technology stuff just because it's somebody else in the lead with it. Now, if we was in the lead, it'd be a whole different story. But it's this technology. I mean, just like, now, you're doing a lot of stuff when it comes to the internet. The internet is like now really part of society. Like, lifestyle is not a lifestyle nowadays without having some part of the internet dealing with you, regardless if it's in your hand.
And that's really what's sad, is that everywhere you go, the first thing somebody asks you, you get to the counter, do you have an email address? What's your phone number? Just to get a discount on the card, Kroger card, Big Lots card.
Your whole junk. You might as well hand you your ID.
That's what I'm saying. What size are your panties? I'm a fool.
Let me see your ID so we can make sure the right person got the right
said, I don't know nothing about none of that what y'all talking about. DJ said, I don't know nothing about none of that what y'all talking about. He said, I'm cash only.
You gotta have the right ID for the right panties.
You know what? You a fool.
For DJ, real. I'm telling you.
DJ, how long you gonna be in this dope game, baby?
All right, till I catch a blessing or a lesson. Be honest with you. I can't see me doing nothing differently. Been doing it this long.
But it's so risky. I don't want to ask you what you hustle, but it seems like if it's anything with the H and the M and it's a heavy charge if it's that.
No, I don't.
Nah, to be real, he sell fake shoes.
I didn't even convert to that. I won't even touch that. You feel me?
So you selling and twos?
Nah.
He's selling fake shoes. You selling and twos.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, that's what it is.
So we don't get nobody, thinking too hard on being like, damn, I wonder what he really do. I'm just putting it on that there, y'all.
Man,
He
I'm
just said
whatever you want it to be.
he got the
I'm
got the
telling
Jordans.
We having a verbal agreement. You
He
know,
got the Jordans that got the Jordan with his hands on his hips, like
you know what? Ann says, if your lady asks you to stop, would you? We don't even know if he got a lady. Queen ain't even asking, did he have a woman? Damn.
I got a wife.
Okay, he got a whole wife. So if your wife said, I don't want you to do this anymore, would you stop?
That ain't who she met. Oh, she know where we trying to go.
Oh, he said that ain't who she met. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Look, I'm waiting to hear some music from the 70s in the background. Da-da-da, da-da-da.
And who she met. You know what I'm saying?
I thought I'm talking to Superfly. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait for somebody to come by with some damn mailbox. So, he said that ain't who she met. He got some one answers, this DJ person here. He gets straight to the point.
He got the all the way what answers for you.
Yeah, he don't. I mean, he answered the question. And he's like, next.
Yeah, I mean,
What you want to share with me? Let's talk about the street, like competition. We've learned this years ago. The game was better years ago. Crack and cocaine was plentiful in the early 2000s, late before the 2000s. Everybody had their hand in something.
But
money was good.
2000.
Yeah, money was good. You could flip this and do this. Look, everybody in the chat like, Angel, what you talking about? You could flip this and do this. Get your car, get your new pair of shoes, get your down payment on a house, rental house, apartment. And then somewhere when the stock market fell, you looked at the bar of soap and said, wait a minute, this all I'm going to get? And then the dope game was the same.
but it's like this too. If you've been doing what you're doing that long, it's still good.
Really?
You know, if you still dealing with the same people that's about what you about, it's done grew. Some people,
But a lot of people that go to prison and jail, baby.
Okay, it's just who you deal with. I'm still out here.
Okay.
The people I've been dealing with for over 20 years still out here.
Listen, y'all so nosy in the chat. Here they go. How far is he from his goal? What is the end goal? Damn. What is the end goal, Mr. DJ?
Man, shit really is. The end goal is to get my kids through college to make sure they satisfied.
Okay.
That's the end goal. Because like I said, what is enough?
Yeah, because it ain't. That's the point.
You know, you can do more and more and more. So I feel like how celebrities feel at times. They celebrities for what they do.
Yeah, yeah.
In the drug game, you can be a celebrity.
Yeah.
Get the same treatment that the stars get. If not,
of course.
So I feel like long as I've been doing it, it feels like it sometimes be like, why convert?
You know what's interesting now is seeing the guys who hustle for years. They had the flashy cars and the nice, jewelry and the nice clothes. They are now regular dudes with jobs.
Nah, the real hustlers are at home fathers now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that some guys who hustle, they do have jobs now. They don't sell drugs anymore.
Right.
It's because, like, I can say, because it puts you through a transition to get you to understand, like, okay, yeah, I did that, but once you live that jail life and know that, once you go in there, you actually not only meet people, but you sleeping beside people, sharing rooms with people that's in that thing for 20 years, 100 years. I remember the time that I was in prison, and I'm seeing young dudes come through that thing, ages 18 to 21, 25, coming in with 50 years, 70 years, 103 years. And it's like, just to even hear that part, you know what I'm saying? And just be like, okay, do people really come to a reality to think when they go through this shit for the first time and know, okay, this is the consequence that it could lead you depending on how deep you take it? Yeah. Do they really come to a sense to be like, well, damn, is it really worth it? You know what I'm saying?
But I think a lot of us don't think at that time, because you just want to eat. You want to have something a little bit more. And money is quicker. And that's why most people do it. It's because it's quicker. Really selling dope to some people, I'll just say some, everybody's situation is different, can become a headache. the people can become worrisome. You understand what I'm saying?
And what can become even more headache, that I tip my hat off to any hustler out here in the street, anybody that's, getting money however you get money and then trying to get it in a whole nother way, a legit way and all that. Like it's a super struggle going from living so many days, years or whatever, getting fast money and then having to switch your whole life up. It's a major difference than having $4,000 every day to now having to wait to make $4,000 every month.
Yeah. And right now, to most people, $4,000 a month is good.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's just
it would be good for somebody with a lot of children, $4,000.
In reality, you can go from making net to making $2,000 a month. Because then you got to deal with the whole background situation that comes with it too. Also, of you having to come and make a switch. Also with this monkey on your back, trying to do better for yourself, but the only thing that's offered to you or that's available to you is what's in front of you from what you got to be able to walk around with. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. They're asking DJ all these questions. Somebody wants to know, what would you tell your younger self? I guess this is for DJ. I don't know.
I would tell myself probably either go to the service or I'd push myself through college to obtain the type of money I'm looking for.
Okay.
And type of degree.
Okay.
Probably be something like a doctor because I'm a thinker.
Okay. Somebody says, how has the product changed? Well, I don't know which product you're speaking of, Monica, because he didn't ever verify which one he's on. But you said now the Fed seems to be contaminating the product, now taking out the customers. Is usage dropping? Damn. I feel like I'm in school.
I mean, I'll tell you straight like this. It's all in who you know and who you dealing with.
Yeah.
Because all the people that I know, they come to me because they want the real shit.
Okay, I see.
They don't have to worry about, they getting fake this, fake that.
Okay.
You getting it clean as it's going to come.
Okay.
So that, like I said, it's maintaining those relationships and what you're doing is trying to grow. Okay. So you can deal with anybody.
So do you think more people are using or less people are using drugs, hardcore drugs, let's say?
The way I seen it turn, more people using hardcore drugs these days.
Wow. And it's amazing, isn't it? Because I never, knew anything about fentanyl, meth, or didn't know anything about heroin. But
it's more than a bit, and then it's so crazy because it's bigger than us. It's a big business.
I know
what I'm saying? Like, just not too long ago, I recently seen on the news that they had, made a bus somewhere where it was enough fentanyl to be able to give each American a taste of it, and it still be enough left. So in my eyes, it's like, we get wronged and we get looked at different because we ended up back in the crack era, where I could say honestly, I felt like it started to where we seen certain people seeing what happened, and instead of them being one of the ones to be under the influence, they made it the influence. And from that, I feel like we always been able to turn stuff around to where it doesn't be against us when it's against us in the first place. Mm-hmm. So how can we, how are we the ones to be at fault when who is the person that's able to get that much of that type of substance to that? And then you name me one person that if they not taught by somebody, who do we know in the community that we live in that can just be somewhere in the lab making this type of stuff?
Because we're not, and we know that, but we're usually the African American people, the one that gets the brunt of the long sentences.
Right.
This is where allegedly they can find it. But now a lot of people are selling and manufacturing drugs. People you wouldn't even think have access to manufacturing. And in the beginning, we weren't manufacturing no damn meth. I think most people know that. Black people were not manufacturing no meth. And that fentanyl is so damn dangerous. I was reading a couple of weeks ago, the damn police officer, a woman, she had fell down in the damn road outside, doing a little search or something, because she had touched it and passed out. That stuff is lethal.
I think fentanyl is I think fentanyl is a lesser substance of anthrax.
Damn.
Swear.
Well, that sounds
I
about
mean,
right
because
though.
you think about the era, like you think about the era of what we went through with anthrax and how you really couldn't touch it, you couldn't be around it. Even if you open up a freaking envelope with it, for some reason it hit the sky, then boom.
Yeah.
So depending on where she was at and where she got it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's doing the search, like
this is not being producing.
She's doing the search for the person, and they showed it was nighttime, and she was boom down on the ground after touching it. So my thing is, well, if you're down on the ground touching it, what the hell was it gonna do to the person that they put it in her?
And that's the crazy part.
You ain't even snorted.
How's the person putting it in them able to survive? But you just around it, and
officer touched it, and she was down on the ground, hyperventilating, still, breathing, but she was down. And I said, "My God, what is that?"
Only thing I can say is she probably had a chemical reaction to it, to where she's allergic to whatever this shit, whatever it's made.
Still bad, but that's still bad because somebody bought that dope. She got that off somebody during a traffic stop or whatever. That's bad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
DJ, how do you feel about the crime going on right now in Knoxville, Tennessee? The uptick of crime with young people. Do you think they still got this East Side, West Side war going on? Break it down to me.
I mean, I really couldn't tell you because that ain't what I'm into,
Well, I mean, you hear things.
I'm in tune to myself and my kids. But
you heard of a lot of shootings going on.
Yeah, I just believe it's just kids being kids, guns in the wrong hands, no guidance.
Okay. So you don't have anything to say about the West Side, East Side thing. You don't think that's still an issue?
I ain't into those types, so I really couldn't tell you. That's my honest opinion.
That's fine.
I don't put no focus on none of that because what I'm doing, I'm not around it. I'm around it.
Yeah, but you ignoring it.
Gang. So I ain't ready to answer to nobody, so I could care less if it ain't one of my kids. Me.
Okay, so you're not affiliated, Mr. DJ?
Nah, I never have, never thought about it.
Okay.
I'm affiliated with anybody that want to get money and get on where I'm trying to get.
Right. So you your own leader.
There you go. Nothing less.
Well, let's go here and I'll let you all go. DJ, how do you feel about guys and females? So we have some little heifers. They want to be gangbangers. As we were talking about this Young Thug situation, you can get time as they had done many years ago with them vice lords in Knoxville. Affiliation was the RICO Act. How do you feel about that? A person is a part of affiliation, but they may not have really been doing a whole lot of trafficking or gun toting or killing or murdering, but they in with the people. Should they get a stiff charge by association with these people?
They stand as one as a gang. I mean, that's what you signed up for.
Okay. That's
what you're telling each other from what I heard.
So it's almost like the snitch situation we were talking about.
They said one go there and he want to make sure they all go down together. I guess his brotherhood. Mm-hmm. I just don't believe in that. I feel like they just lost some family members that they feel like didn't love them. Maybe they looking for the attention and stuff in the streets. That they should have been getting at home.
Okay.
So they lean out to them folks to try to receive it.
Because I know a lot of people now with this RICO Act in different states, you are guilty by association. You may not have actually been there when the murder happened, or you may not have carried the gun, you may not have drove the car, you may not have been sitting in the car, but so long as I know you're affiliated with this group, I can loop you in with the charges. And that's a hell of a thing, is it not?
Only way they can loop you in is if your name come up, so you had to do something for your name to come up.
Okay.
Well, they just ain't loop you in by looking.
Well, I'm saying, I get that, because I remember a certain person was, in a gang in Knoxville, and their total sentence was like 17 years, and they didn't do all of the 17. They did about 8 or 9. But the point was, like I told the person, I said, you see, this association, what it's cost you? A lot, because you can't just get back 7, 8 years, 9 years of your life. A lot.
It wouldn't be.
8 or 9
it wouldn't be so bad. But this where we go wrong is black men or black people. We never have enough money to fight the case against you anyway. Because if you could get your own lawyer and actually pay, you wouldn't get all that time.
I'm glad you said that because I want to talk about that before I check out of here.
But as long as you accepting them public defenders and you going to trial, you've been defeated.
But what is the difference? They all went to law school. Why is it the lawyer can get you a deal? What's the difference?
What's
the difference in what you learned in school to say? You understand what I'm saying? What you saying to the judge on behalf of me who don't got no damn money versus the person that's got money? What is that lawyer and these lawyers not saying the same? You see where I'm going?
Can I jump on the other end of that?
It just on each side to mediate.
Huh?
At the end of the day, it ain't even about nothing. It's about how many victories this DA attorney done got with versus losses. And they don't want to accept no losses, so they ain't got nothing but wins.
Go ahead, PJ.
Your charge, they not taking no loss. You ain't got to
understand why that's always the myth. If you got a lawyer, you could get off, which it makes no sense because both lawyers went to law school and studied the same damn thing. So why is it somebody gets a deal because somebody paid? I just don't understand. Make me understand how that works. I don't understand.
Now
I'm gonna jump on your side.
Somebody to care about your case and really look into it. When you accepting that public defender, he don't care nothing about what you talking about. He just wants you to plead guilty so he can get this $700 and get on about his business.
Okay, Regina said the paid lawyer work harder.
State, and he's not getting paid until you plead guilty.
Yeah. Now,
so his goal is to make you plead
guilty
off the rip. He know what they're going to do to you before you even enter that courtroom that morning, because he done went in there and talked to the judge before he come to you. Okay. These are proven facts.
Both lawyers end up doing that. Both lawyers end up talking to the judge before you.
Wait, let DJ finish P-Chase for a minute. I want to hear what he had to say. Then you come in, baby. Go ahead, DJ. Finish what you're saying. Because I'm trying to understand.
Their goal is to get you to plead guilty. And then after you plead guilty, they go right and have lunch together. They friends. They just want their records, their names to be good with how many wins they got.
You talking about the state's attorney and the judge?
Correct.
Okay.
When you look at their background, they ain't got no but wins on their side. They ain't lost no cases.
That's just the one myth I could not understand. Why it's a difference between the paid lawyer. But I understand if you got a lawyer, maybe he can pay to get investigators to go look up things, get witnesses, try to get people to talk. Not, say
you want him to find he just need one loophole to get you free.
Okay. So why the public defender can't find the loophole?
It ain't enough money for him. He don't care. It's not. He's trying to become DA.
But then I don't need your ass. I can sit down and sit my own damn case.
The more guilties he get, they like that. He'll become a DA. They be like, he convicted them. Left and right, get him to plead guilty, hands down. So that'll be.
Regina said some of the lawyers do the drugs with the judge, so it's easier. Damn, Regina.
I mean, you get what you pay for.
I've had best of both worlds.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand.
So through the charges that I had, what I
nobody could
register in my head is, okay, if I get caught, I'm in jail.
Okay.
On my way to court, I'm about to face the judge. I'm on my way to court to go basically in front of the judge to face him to tell him, hey, judge, I don't sell drugs. Those are not mine. Okay. This is not me. Okay. But then when from my eye, looking at certain people that I was around and seeing the stuff that they went through that kind of blew my mind was, okay, I see you going into court to, give that certain image of this is what you're not doing. But at the same time, you're able to pay for a lawyer that costs you $20,000, $30,000. But you're sitting here telling me that you don't sell drugs. But if I can look up your background and see that you don't have a job, and then especially if I asked you if you had a job and you tell me, no, I don't have a job, it's kind of like, to me, it was like backwards to me for me to be coming into court and being like, no, I don't sell drugs. I don't, but I got this type of money and I got this type of stuff going on. So to me, I've always fought mine with public defenders, and honestly, I've always came out on top because I would say what I did with my public defender is I made sure he was doing his job. I wanted to know, not only go through the law, but I'm gonna know this because if I'm gonna be living this life, I need to be knowing like everything about this life. Like I just don't need to be out here doing what I'm doing and then don't know nothing, because you got some public defenders and paid lawyers that I know of that people done paid and still lost their case and still did time.
True, but it depends on what the evidence is and the 12 members. That's the law. You can't tell the 12 members how to think.
But I can say,
if it's going to trial.
When I was facing my drug charges, I had public defenders, and when I faced my big charge on the aggravated assault charge, I did go get me a lawyer because it was a different type of charge. Like I wouldn't go get a public defender for an aggravated assault charge, especially when I need it. Like that would be the moment I'm actually paying this man to go work for me.
Okay. Somebody says state attorneys are overworked, girl. If they could file or work loopholes, that's more time on a case they don't have. Well, then I don't need you then. Because if you can't work for me, then what I need you for? I understand you ain't making no money, but this goes back to every hustle. You chose that job, right? Whether it's Burger King, state's attorney, or public defender. Social work, same thing. Don't go major in social work when you already know they don't make no fucking money. And then you want to be half-baked going on the job and make excuses and don't file paperwork and don't go check up on the kids. It's the same hustle, ain't it? Same game, same rules. Same rules. If you ain't going to be dedicated, then who going to be the biggest loser? The person that you're working for. You can't put 150 in, then that may not be your profession. Because in the end, you talk about somebody's life, right? You talking about a child's life.
Hey, it's a different oath too.
Okay, but you understand what I'm saying? When you're dealing with social work, that's somebody's life you're dealing with, right? Okay. Going to court, same thing. That's somebody's life. That's somebody's livelihood. So think about that perception. Well, they don't make no money, so they ain't got the time to put in it because they serving so many people. Well, then that defeats the purpose of having you then. Then I can just go stand up and represent myself. Or just take a damn plea. Just say. I'm just trying to understand why the paid lawyer is supposed to get the better job when they both went to college and studied the same thing. That's all I'm trying to understand.
That is a good question, though.
Yeah, you both studied the same
damn thing. You really think about it.
One's for the state's attorney and one's the public defender, or one's a private lawyer.
They all work.
They all learned the same thing. So what's the difference?
Right.
Because if you're going to say he worked harder because I'm paying him, he ain't doing shit. He paying somebody to go knock on Pookie door, Ray door. You see where I'm going with that? They have investigators. Right. Shit, I didn't even know that the damn state had investigators. I don't know what the hell I be thinking sometimes. So I need you to go over here and knock on Miss James. Ask her what did she see that night, blah, blah, blah. See where I'm going? The lawyer ain't knocking on Miss James.
From you being told, can you afford a lawyer or do you want a public defender? And then once you ask for a paid lawyer, then you have to go about it a certain way than a public defender. Like, I wonder if it's like the catch-22 about it. Like, either way you think about it, like, especially what you want. If you once you go in and they like, okay, you get to the point where they ask you, do you have a lawyer or can you afford a lawyer? But then at the end of the day, when you ask the real question, what is the difference between the two?
I don't know.
I would definitely like to know that myself.
Because you see, every case is never the same, whether it's murder, assault, racketeering, whatever, fraud. I tell people it just really depends on if the sun is out or if it's cloudy. Because you can't never tell how a court is going. No, I'm being serious. I watch a lot of true crime, and that's damn near the truth. You don't ever know how shit is going to turn out in a courtroom. You'll be surprised how stuff is thrown out Bullshit. Just like that Scott Peterson mess out west. He was able to go before the Supreme Court and get his hearing heard again just because one of the people who was on the jury lied about having an abusive relationship. See what I'm saying?
Wait a second. What, during like a juror interview for them to get the spot?
Right.
They
asked her a question. Have you ever been abused? She lied.
What?
She lied. Serious? She lied. And all that shit that came back here recently, just not even a few months ago, he's able to go to get a new hearing, but he still is locked up in California, and your ass is not coming out of there, Mr. Peterson, because some people still believe you killed that lady and your baby. But the court obliged you to let you have a hearing, but it stopped right after that. So you still locked up and you're not coming out of there. They just try to give him false hope because that's the law. She was supposed to have told the truth. And she didn't. But that's the whole point.
That's amazing.
If somebody's picking a jury,
like, how did they catch that?
Who gonna tell all their business as a jury member? They may not really be trying to get on there just to try to hang somebody.
Who is gonna catch that?
Well, because somebody talked. Somebody knew her business and decided to tell it, like, oh yeah, she used to get beat up by a dude.
God.
And he came out. So you have to be very careful in your business, because you go flap ass up in the damn courtroom and them folks ask you questions. They may say, have you ever sold drugs? Have you ever used drugs? You better not lie and say, no, I ain't never used drugs. Let's say it's a drug dealing case, right? You ever used drugs? No, I ain't never used drugs. Then 5 years down the road, he done got a damn guilty verdict. He can get that shit overturned if somebody found out, yeah, she was cooking it up. She was going to the dope house every day. He testified. Now he can go back and get that shit overturned. That's your loophole y'all crying about. Voila.
That's crazy. Statute of limitation on that. That's crazy.
That's why a lot of people get free. And especially if the judge allowed them to have a bond or bail, oh, they Gucci. You got people walking around right now on bond and bail on murder charges, and they know their ass need to be locked up. And they free.
Yeah, you get out quicker here on that than anything.
Oh, we've seen.
You get caught with some drugs, you going down.
And I don't believe that's right for somebody to be still have to stay in jail because of drugs versus somebody that took a whole life and they can bond out. That needs to change. Because you know how many people that kill people or attempted murder and they still be popping people while they out on bond? Because they cocky now. Oh, hell, I'm good. I'm on bond. Oh, let me go shoot somebody else up.
I don't even think it's the bond. I think it's more like, they let me back out. Oh, yeah.
You done seen that 1,000 times. Somebody say, how the fuck are you going back into jail? They let your ass out for killing somebody and you go pop somebody else and try to kill somebody else. They do with drugs. Drugs the same thing. When you're used to hustling, I know somebody right now, young person, can't stop selling it. And it's, bless his heart, it's just in him. And this motherfucker he was out, and you go back get arrested again. Why you out facing another drug charge? An indictment at that. So you're going to let the judge look at you and say, look, sir, did I just see you in here? And you done bonded it out. You done bonded it out. And you back in here? Well, I'm gonna leave your ass in here. Since you got so much money to keep bonding, that you're going to sit in here and put all that money in your commissary. Because they ain't stupid. When they know you can make that bond, they already know what time of day it is. Oh, yeah, they got some money. See, even crime is business. I tell people that all the time. I told people that with the court system.
Damn right.
I need you to go out there and rob and steal and defraud and prostitute because that keeps the lights on and the paper in the copier. Stay woke. Can't tell me don't do this. Be an example to somebody. But in the end, it's crime and fraud and all those things are what keeps the courthouse open. Because I need your money to pay for your fines and your property taxes and this and that. It's a business. A lucrative business. So in the end, they need you to commit crimes. Sad to say, but it's true. And I know some of you ain't gonna pay your court costs and your fines. They know that. You're gonna duck, you're gonna dodge. Then they'll send that warrant out. And then you gotta pray. You try to weasel your way. You go to court and leave your ass in there. But it is a business. Everything's a business. And somebody in the chat said, well, it's who you know too. Well, it might be. The world is dirty. And we've heard about how corrupt the system is. It's sad. Any last thoughts, DJ?
Nah.
I thank you. He quiet. DJ too quiet.
Nah, I'm just me.
That's okay. That's okay, me.
Right. Appreciate it.
I got love for you. Look, maybe one day I see you in the street, you'll realize who I am.
It's possible.
I come out sometime.
But you're going to have to know some real good people to come across me.
What? Well, okay. Well, I've just met one good person right now, Mr. P. Chase.
Right.
I don't even know him.
We have to get together. Listen, because I still ain't got me a margarita for my birthday. I need me a margarita for my birthday. Maybe we all get together.
I might have to get me one too. I got one coming up, so shit.
2, 3.
Oh, you sure do. Yeah, we're gonna have to meet up. That's right, because your birthday coming up.
Get a service so you can come.
Well, I try not to choose controversial topics because I live in this area and I have to be careful, because I don't need nobody tiptoeing at my doorstep. But there is a certain situation I might want to talk about in the near future if I find somebody that wants to enlighten me on the latest things that have been going on with certain businesses, if you know what I mean.
I don't know nothing.
You ain't got to know. I said if I find, look, like Florida Evans said, I find.
I don't know nothing. No, I'm just bullshit. I mean,
no, but I'm saying a lot of things have been going on in the community, and there's people who.
I mean,
I be wanting to do certain things. I ain't expect another truth about everything.
It best. If you go looking, you shall find.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. But I do know last year I did go to the street. I'm gonna go ahead and share this story because most of my fans already know. And this is pertaining to drugs allegedly. There was a certain person that was murdered last year. A young man was murdered over there off of, I guess that would be Chestnut. The new apartments that's a part of Walter P. It's got the little alley, one little strip of street. As a matter of fact, it's right across from the Episcopal Church. You know what I'm talking about? Hello? That ain't got too quiet.
Something like it.
I'm just saying, you know what Episcopal Church is over there on Chestnut?
Yeah. So I think you're talking about Chestnut.
Yeah, okay, but you know those new apartments that's a part of Walter P.
Right.
Okay. Well, right there in that little cut alleyway, that boy was found dead over there, right?
Right.
Okay, so me from a channel, I decided to go over there, go on the ground, film in a little area, And I got that sense somebody probably knew something, ain't nobody gonna talk. Because I remember the little boy was standing outside and I said, you know about that man that got killed right here? And he said, yeah. And his mama was a few feet away and she had that look, you know what I mean? That look like what's she trying to talk about? Which I understand that. So
it's something like it to me. It's personal, family to family.
Okay, so somebody decided to talk to me though. A person right in the general area. I talked to him. I said, you heard about that man getting killed right there in the alley by the garbage can? And he said, yeah. And he went on and said, well, it's probably got something to do with one of them houses nearby. Up and through there. I said, oh, okay. So then I went nearby, talked to somebody. And the young guy said, I don't want to be on camera. I said, okay. He said, I'm going to put it to you like this. It's got something to do with drugs. Allegedly, he stole something from somebody. I don't know if that's true or not. They put Walter the P right in the mix of it. See, they took him from over there and dropped him over there. I said, well, that was a stupid place to drop him because people live right here. I said, well, how would they get him out of the house and put him in a car to dump him over here? That didn't really make no sense. You don't know if there's no truth to it or not. But it's just interesting that dope thing came up in the conversation. Nothing's changed. These people will kill you about that stuff. I don't know if it's true or not. I ain't never discussed it again. You understand what I'm saying? Never asked nobody else about it. Because naturally ain't nobody gonna talk on camera, no way. Nothing about that, nothing like that. If it is, dope related. But it was sad how he was dumped right in front of some people's drive. Cars are parked like right in the parking spaces. And I thought, well, you would just dump him right here. But they didn't give a fuck. So let me tell you what my better mind was saying. Hell, maybe they killed him right there in the apartments and then just dumped them and pushed them over there by the damn garbage can. Just saying. And I haven't heard that they found his killer yet. Interesting. But somebody knows something.
God did.
Huh?
I mean, you asked about the
upstairs
snitching.
Know himself.
DJ, I hear what you said.
The man upstairs know himself.
Yeah, I know he know.
Man, I don't think nobody should try to figure out nothing unless you're an investigator. Go get your job and get paid for it.
Oh, you talking about me?
No, I'm just saying just people that want to figure it out like that.
Yeah, well.
But I'm just saying, I'm the type of person, I think of the money. Go get paid for it.
Oh,
then I'm minding my business.
I see, and that goes back to what we talk about the snitch rule. A lot of men think like how you think. It don't concern me. I don't know nothing about it. Ain't my business.
I mean, right. I'm not gonna run up and give you no information. Now, if I seen it, like I said, I'm gonna stand on and do the right thing.
Yeah.
But I'm just not gonna give you that.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But see, this goes back to what I was saying to my viewers before about true crime, because I do talk about a lot of murders on my channel, is that a lot of people will hold a secret. And we've learned this when watching documentaries. Somebody come forward 5-10 years later and be like, yeah, I was there. Yeah, he told me. And then you be thinking like, you knew all along and you ain't say nothing. Why not? And I get it. In certain places, you will be afraid to talk. You will be afraid to talk because the law is that the defense has to get the evidentiary material. So in that material will be any informant or witness, right? So naturally, the defense has got to share that with his or her client. He's going to know, oh, she talked, he talked. Now all he got to do is go call somebody and talk in code, pay somebody a visit. So I get it why some people don't talk. It's a matter of life and death. But it's still sad that people hold a secret. Because I'm seeing this a lot. A lot of people know that somebody killed somebody. They just don't tell it. And I see a lot of people tell on themselves to people. They tell people they did it. praying they'll never go tell nobody. So in your mind, you think, why the hell would you tell it? You don't know if they're going to go tell on you or not. Y'all awfully quiet up here in these boxes.
I feel you. I mean, I feel like
I'm just listening.
Something crazy, and I ask yourself, have you told somebody that? I apply that same rule to murder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you hold a secret? The best crime done is by yourself. Because only you can tell on yourself.
And that's the point.
Only you gonna tell on yourself, you know.
Exactly.
So don't
do no video surveillance, right?
Handle that pressure.
But
I mean, I don't see no secret different than.
But let me tell you something.
I don't see no secret different than the secret that you hold for
people
yourself.
Tell people,
you know, even if you don't.
People tell people that they've done stuff, because I've seen this with most killers. They can't hold it in. Some can, but a lot can't. They tell people. And what's interesting is that the people don't tell the secret. That's what's interesting. They'll see the people on the news asking for information, asking, hey, did you hear anything? You see anything? Don't nobody call a detective, FBI, nothing. And everybody on TV crying and falling out. You know, help us out. Somebody killed my mama, you know. And nobody says nothing.
But think about this. How most black people raised. Your parents tell you, I don't care what you seen, you don't say nothing. Yeah. You ain't heard nothing, don't talk to nobody. So that's instilled.
I know that.
So my when mother, it comes to tell us some crimes and shit, or even getting involved.
I know.
We're not really to the police helping us. The police is coming to destroy us.
I learned that the heart, and that's another thing too about telling, is that the police can flip on you and tell somebody that you said something. Because they will do that. They can say right now, if you can call on your neighbor and say something, they can say, oh, the lady next door, the person downstairs said you said this. You're not supposed to be saying nothing. You're supposed to say, we got a complaint. Right.
And they're going to believe it till they investigate.
You're not supposed to tell nobody, the lady across the street in the blue house called and said they saw you running out and you set the damn house on fire.
Oh, that's bullshit.
But I believe some police do tell.
Right.
And I know that. No, they do. But I'm going to tell you a story and I'm going to leave. I grew up in Chicago, and before I had moved back to Tennessee, I witnessed a fight between some girls. You know, petty shit. I get back to Tennessee, and my grandmother said, hey, pick up the phone, your mama on the phone. So I pick up the phone, and my mama said, well, just call to let you know, juvenile court wants you to come up here to testify. And I was like, for what? That fight you saw. And my mama was crazy. My mama was straight out of Memphis. That whole damn family crazy. And my mama was not very well up there. She said, 50 MFs on the damn street and they pick you. That's the damn eyewitness. So I was like, she marked me from that day. Did you hear what I said? She marked me. She said, anytime something go fucking wrong, you right there to damn see it. And I promise you, I have always felt like that. From that day, she called me to tell me that they wanted me to come back to testify, because I guess the girl's mom, they were the whole witnesses. And this girl, Lawana, she whooped that girl down. I mean, she whooped her tail down. They wanted me to go to court to testify of what I saw that day on the street. And it was a few of us outside, you know, we're kids. And I told my mama, I said, well, I don't know nothing about it. And I might have been a little concerned, but who's going to send for a child all the way from another state to come up, you know, maybe a witness for some kids fight? She didn't die or nothing, just got beat up.
But you got to think how her family felt when it got beat up. I'm pressing charges to the police. I don't care what we got to do to get everybody.
Right. And so what was worse, so what my mama felt like,
a public defender.
So my mama looking at it like, hell, wasn't some other children out there watching? What you watching? Fuck, y'all want my baby to come up. You know what I'm saying? Why you want my child to come up and testify? Well, look, the kids out there. There was other kids out there watching. Hell, he probably gonna tell who the hell was probably sitting in the window looking. Because it was a few of us outside when Lawana approached that girl. No, and it was just like, this girl fight.
you see something, you had to respond, yes.
Huh?
I said, so the police had to go up to you and be like, did you see something? And you had to respond, yes.
And that's the whole thing about the story. No police ever came up to me or anybody else that I know of. I didn't get wind of this story until I had left the state and had moved back to Tennessee. And my mother just happened to call and told me, oh, they in juvenile court about that fight that you was standing outside with them girls, and they want you to come back as a witness. But I knew damn well in my mind
they lost me because they know they want you to. If the courts want you there, you subpoena. You gonna be there. They just subpoenaed your mother, so she may have been hearing rumors. I mean, you know, because
I know what you're saying, and you don't know. You're right, because the woman probably. I'm gonna tell you what happened. The little girl probably went back and told that Angela she was out there, and she knew my mom and her mama was cool. You know, my mama was nice. You know, to people in the building, because they lived on the third floor. We lived on the first floor. Huh?
I was just about to say, I think you got spotted by somebody, and with you getting spotted by somebody, your name just got brought up when they.
But that's what I'm trying to explain to you. It was several of us out there that were witnesses. I wasn't the only one out there. That little girl went back and told. That little girl went back and told her mother, and who was out there. So the mother probably went to my mother. You understand what I'm saying?
You had the wrong outfit on that day. She pointed you out. I'm telling you, you had the wrong outfit on that day. I'm
telling you, when you walking, she could see who was all standing out there when she got approached, because we were all out there when the girl approached her. So she saw who was out there. Now, she may not be able to see who was behind her, but when you got a crowd like this, 5, 6 people, and then one of us walk up to you and start going, you can see all the people that's surrounding you. And I don't know who else they may have asked, but the point is, Anya didn't go nowhere. Because I know my grandmama, another crazy one, she wasn't about to put me on nobody's airplane to go testify to nothing. She would have been, she's not going up there. She's not going up there. We ain't about to pay for no airfare for her to go up there. And I was hoping I wouldn't have to go up there. I was a kid. I don't want to be going to no court testifying about seeing no kids fight.
Let's send me the paperwork first.
Yeah, because I feel like this is a whole bunch of kids out there. The girl, was probably not feeling the best, because we could tell she was having her little girly time, if you get my drift. So it was just a bad fight. She didn't get head busted or nothing like that. She just got beat up, that's all. But obviously her mother wanted to, and that is her mother's right, that's her child. But I guess my mother was looking at it like, too many kids are out there, why mine got to be involved? Because my mama, she was one of the type of people, she didn't get in folks' business. Because she was the type, she didn't want you born a damn egg or flour or sugar. I had that kind of mama. I bet I never find out you went and bought some damn sugar egg. You feel me? She was something else. She was a firecracker. She didn't pay attention to stuff that went on. She went in her house, mind her business, and that's how she raised us to just try to stay out of the way. Well, anything else you guys want to say to the public before we leave?
I appreciate you having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming up. Yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you. The crowd seems to enjoy your conversation. I guess they're telling me I needed a change. Because I'm always talking about true crime on this channel.
All right, we appreciate the true feedback.
Anytime.
I said we can talk about it anytime. We can do it again, get better.
Okay. Well, maybe next time, look, we'll be somewhere where we got some drinks and we won't show nobody face. So that way, so these damn nosy folks won't be testifying.
All right, we're gonna make it happen.
Okay. Thank you, DJ.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. All right. What about you, PJ? You got anything you want to say before we check out of here?
I just want to say I appreciate everybody. You know, appreciate you. You know, it's very, very, very nice to meet you. And I'm glad that you know, asked me to be a part of this. You know,
you are very welcome.
I don't mind doing it.
And please
I'm
share.
just here to just motivate. You know,
and please
I sure
share
will.
this platform to your friends and family. Share it to people so people can see what you have to say, because we do not support each other enough in Knoxville. And I've said this to people, and I said to people I know, you all pick and choose who the hell y'all want to support. Because I'm one of the people, I sit in the cut and I watch a lot. And they pick and choose who they want to support. I've learned this. You know, everybody's for the superstar football, basketball player. They're going to LSU. They're going. You understand where I'm going? But then somebody else might be over here like you, might want to be producing music or rapping, and you got some that support and some ain't.
So I just stay in the background and just, you know, you learn.
But everybody know you when you make some money.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. You know, they come with it.
Oh, he on TV. Oh, I saw him in a rap video. You did? That my 18th cousin. You feel me?
On my auntie daddy side.
Right. We don't get enough support. These people here are stingy with the support. It's not good.
It gets to the point where you just got to just do what you got to do as an individual.
And that's what I'm doing. So look, so long as the lights on, I'm Gucci.
No.
Thank you so much.
Always. I appreciate it. Yo, you have a beautiful night.
Thank you. Call me anytime. Call me anytime, honey. Because guess what? This week I'm still on Margaritaville. Do you ever go to the Magnolia Cafe?
From time to time.
Okay. We were there last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday.
And we was lit.
Last Wednesday.
Last week.
Last Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. We were there.
No, I think I was there the Wednesday before last.
Yeah, the one that was crunk. I missed that one. Yeah, they said that. Yeah, Gigi said it was crunk the Wednesday before. Last, look, everybody, their baby mama was in there.
You know what I'm saying? I try to roll. You know, I know I got an old soul, but I know I'm still, you know, still young. You feel me? You know, when I walk in there, I be like, I be walking there looking like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's up, y'all? You know, I don't want to be, you know, I'm cool, but I don't want to be too old and cool in there. I'm seeing all the old heads in there, but yeah, that's the spot though. That's actually the type of you need everywhere, man. Yeah,
I've already asked them about doing a Thursday night the way they used to back in the day. You know, in the late 1999 on forward.
Yeah,
the Thursday night. Yes. I told them, get your money back. That's your money right there. Thursday nights. People want somewhere to go through the week. For people that don't like to go out on the weekends.
Yeah. Older crowd will definitely do that.
I mean, just if you gotta have a cutoff limit of the age, you don't want too many, you don't want them too young in there. Get a good DJ that's gonna play the music. Because don't nobody wanna, you know, listen. I just turned 52 Sunday. So I still listen to rap. I tell people I do. I don't have no shame. I came up under rap. I'm not going to stop listening to it because, I'm a certain number. Like, oh my God, you listen to rap? Yes, I do. Sure do.
Yeah.
And I'll be 80 years old. It ain't
no limit to it. It's definitely not listening to it. It ain't no limit.
Look, I'm going to mess with you. I'll be 75 talking about pushing P. Shut up, Angela.
Hey.
That's what. Listen, I went to a certain little place around the corner from Walter the P, a certain little spot. I ain't gonna call his name out on live. I pressed the little button. And that boy, they said that dude that the food. He said, "What you know about some Pusha P?" I said, "It don't matter what I know about it. I don't want to hear the damn song. It don't matter.
Hey,
I like the song."
Hey,
That's
I can see it. I can see you. I
Yeah,
can see you. For
I
real.
tell folks I'm not dead.
I can see you.
I'm
For
not dead.
real.
I
Driving
listen to
slow as shit
everything.
too.
I listen to everything. I might want to listen to opera tomorrow, but Gunna or somebody gonna be right in behind the violins.
Yeah.
I ain't dead.
Right at the light, pushing P. I can see you now in the summertime with all the windows down.
He's so crazy.
I can see it. I'm telling you.
But
I
you
see
understand
it.
what I'm saying?
Damn MLK.
Hey, look. What you talking about? I ride. Let me tell you something. I rides. Hey, when I decide to get flashy and I want to pull out something fancy to drive, they don't know where the car come from because don't tell my business. I come through there in a drop top Camaro and I done roll East Bay, Walter the P, and I went out of Western. I went through Sea Hills, Lonsdale, everywhere, ride through Solo Dolo because that's how I roll.
Bumping that pushing P.
Oh, hey.
Pushing P. I
love music. I love music. I tell myself I enjoy myself. You only live once. You only live once. I'm not gonna be stuck up. Oh, I can't listen to this because I'm this age. I like everything. Really, I like all kind of music.
Right. It ain't no different than a young person listening to some old music.
Well, that's right. Brittany says, "Who's your favorite rapper?"
Oh. Well, let me put myself first. You know what I'm saying? Because I am my own artist. But honestly, I grew up off of storytelling music.
Okay.
So I was very into. I don't have one because I'm just into music like that. But I grew up off of 3 6 Mafia, Lil Wayne, Juvenile.
I love you.
Man, I listened to some pop.
See, I need it in my life.
I'm telling you, I need it in my life.
Yeah, because I'm a few years older than you, honey. That's when money was sure enough flowing when Juvenile was out. Shut up, Queen.
I'm listening for the 99 2000.
Yes, money was plentiful
for real. But yes, and I was more into them just because of me being. I was a beat maker before I got really into start, be vocal with my music. So I was definitely into more of the Juicy J and Manny Fresh.
Met Juicy J. Met him at the Malibu. Not Juicy J, but DJ Paul. Because we talked briefly, and I told him, I said, my people from Memphis.
With the city.
Yeah, I said, my folks are from Memphis, and he said, you need to come over and holler at my homeboy in VIP, and we spoke, hey, how you doing? And I felt all warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah.
And I done seen no big boy down there in Memphis. They had the whole hotel floor rocking. Them folks know how to party down there. Did you get me?
Yeah, it goes down.
Ooh,
it goes down.
They love they Memphis rappers down there. They're loyal.
It goes down. It goes all the way down. It does.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Brittany,
I appreciate it.
So crazy. Brittany, what does your white tail know about the G code? This girl is a hot mess.
Everybody listen. Listen. If you don't know about 400 degrees, man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't. That is like, I didn't listen to a lot of music, but that's my. I can listen to that CD. Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. All the P's. All the P's. I'm about it. Ice Cream Man.
Ice Cream Man. Yes.
I'm about it. Like, all them.
You can throw a little mystical in there. Still smoking.
That was the era. That was the era.
Yeah.
That was
music was good. I said about 20-something years ago, music was real good. Real good. Everything was nice.
It was.
And then, as they said,
it was. This gonna get back to it.
What? When we paying $1.29 for gas? Because look, the Dollar Tree ain't even a Dollar Tree no more.
No, it's just the tree.
Yeah, the tree and more. I said, ain't this a blip? Paying $1.25.
Exactly. The tree.
Paying $1.25 for this cheap stuff.
You got the. Hey, listen. Everybody got to get there. Like you said, it's a business.
Yeah, it's bad because you know what?
Right,
When you think about it, when you a quarter here, a quarter there, they add up. Oh, you got to go to work. That's right.
Yep. You know what?
Thank you.
I got it.
Okay, we'll talk later.
Yes, thank you.
I didn't know it got that late.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Love you, honey. Okay. Bye.
That's all that matters.
I see what you
Bye.
Get out of here. Okay. All right, everybody. P. Chase and DJ, thank you so much for your time. If you all like to donate to this great network, $BeganG129 Cash App, all stickers and chats are welcome during the live stream. Thank you for following this content, this network. Trying to give you something a little bit different than my usual true crime genre. Going to different things, doing different things. Thank you. This is you put a towel up under the door, still smoking. Brittany, go to bed. Thank you all. Thank you, Gigi, for coming. CEO of Big Steppers of Knoxville was in the house. Thank you for patronizing. Thank you, DJ. And thank you, P. Chase. You all have a wonderful week. Be safe. If you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution and not the problem. I will be back with more stimulating content and look forward to new topics of conversation. Thank you, sweetheart. New topics of conversation on this network. I'll see you all a little bit later. You have been listening to The Vault XL. Thank you so much.